live? Oh, let me get my phone bill over here. Okay, all right. What's up, Angela? We're live.
Sweet.
I'm not live on this this channel yet, though.
Why? I don't know how. I always have freaking dog fur on me.
Well, it's because you work with dogs. I don't know. We're gonna do that.
I'm trying to look nice. I really am.
And we're gonna go live. Well, you look great, babe. You do. I'm thrilled to be side by side with you in life and in
Aww. In life and on YouTube.
And Erica's here. Hi, Erica.
Hi, Erica.
What's happening? We're live on TikTok. I got to switch things around a little bit. Here we go. I have all these videos cut.
Are you showing your book today or not?
Yeah, it's there. It's there. You know, people see it. You know, you gotta like, I gotta move my head around a little bit, but it gets around. Angela always looks beautiful, says Erica. See, this is how I feel.
See what I mean?
Erica and I, we feel the same way.
It's just too nice.
I think you're a fabulous looking lady. I'd take you anywhere.
You take me anywhere if I ever wanted to go anywhere. But I don't.
You say where you want to be, and you will be. Oh my goodness. I'm Bobo. Hi, did you get the subpoena Google email? Other podcasts got it.
We didn't. Do you feel left out?
No, I don't feel left out. I don't feel left out at all. Why would I get it?
I know. Why would we get it?
I wouldn't get it. First of all, we have 3 people here and it doesn't get much better.
That's true.
So there's that. And then what's up Rainbow Pickle? And then also nobody gives a shit about what I say or do. Do you know what I mean?
Well, also you're not conducting I
am not part of a smear campaign.
In a smear campaign.
I am not part of a smear campaign. I would never be subpoenaed as somebody, nor would Angela, because we are not participating in this grand misogyny that we see before us. Not just in Baldoni, it's everywhere. Listen, I just can't believe it. And there's so much of it going on. There's so much accountability happening. Like the accounting is calling to account is wild. Kanye got accused, Michael Pitt in his situation, Neil Gaiman, his situation. It's just profound how much, I mean, and we don't even know how many people are just shaking in their damn boots. Do you know?
I thought the part of your story that was really interesting was when you said that you guys couldn't find a lawyer to sue Leonardo DiCaprio until he made some money, until he was in a big movie, and then the lawyers were like, okay, well now it's worth our time. And so I feel like that's probably what's going on with a lot of these celebrities. Like they're doing the offenses,
Yes.
But they're only being sued because they have enough money to warrant somebody representing their accusers,
Yep, totally right. Hey, Cosmic Urgency, did you see what he said? Oh my God, it was such a chore to get through just one episode of the new Lena Dunham show. Oh. Bad in all caps.
Really?
Yeah. See, now that's a spoiler that I like. That's a spoiler that I like. I'm probably going to watch the first episode to agree with you on that. And Michael Pitt is under arrest. He's been arrested for grape, among other things.
I'm sorry, he is like detained.
He's been arrested. No, he's out on bail, but he was arrested.
So these are criminal charges against him?
He has criminal charges against him. He is facing prison time for battery, for grape. And among other charges, I believe there are 3 or 4 or something. I don't know the exact charges, but he has been accused, and he has asked the judge for to lift his no travel, because he's out on bail.
He wants permission to travel from the judge.
He needs to go in and work internationally.
Okay. So
he's asking the judge, and so in order to ask the judge, he provided evidence about his dispute, about him disputing these charges against him.
Oh, so he has exonerating evidence?
He has
exculpatory evidence?
He has exculpatory evidence.
I can't keep all the terminology straight.
Is it exculpatory? I don't know. That's actually, that's up for debate. Mm-hmm. But it is really not good for his accuser, this evidence, because this evidence, if true, it's evidence provided by to Michael, or Michael Pitt somehow obtained it through either a subpoena or otherwise, but he has in his possession a conversation between his accuser and another woman, where that his accuser admits to, prior to this incident, telling this woman to whom she's speaking, to whom she's texting, that she had lied when she accused Michael Pitt of assault.
She's admitting that she is deceptive about.
Yes, and she also admitted that not only that, first of all, she had told this person previous to these charges being laid against Michael Pitt.
Okay.
She had told this person that Michael Pitt had assaulted her, that Michael Pitt had raped her.
And then she said that was a lie?
Not only did she say it was a lie, but she said that she said it because it's actually been her fantasy. She has grape fantasies.
Oh my
This
God.
is according to the text. She has grape fantasies and acts of violence fantasies. And her curiosity around it, she said, was because it's something she had never experienced before. So it's like, if it's not exculpatory, it's certainly really good evidence. Like, if I was up against, this kind of trouble and I knew I was being wrongfully accused, I would be so happy to have this evidence in my hands, because if true, and the assumption has to be
right, like
that
if it's
reasonable.
not like a
doctored piece of,
photoshopped or whatever.
Right, if it's like he's not, some kind of propaganda to try to get out of the country, which is not, beneath anybody at this point.
Right.
But if true, then holy shit. Here's what sucks though, right? If it's true, she's incredible. She can't be. You can't believe a word she says.
Oh, that's funny. You said incredible.
It's actually the correct way to use it.
Yeah, I know. That's really amazing. Like unbelievable. Like literally incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
I've never heard it used that way, but you're right.
So if she's found to be incredible, if this is absolute shit and trash and it doesn't work, then I was saying to you, I think earlier, that I don't know if I can, if I will not, I know I'll think about this every time I see him, even if it's that he was wrongfully accused. This is how damaging and important this time is right now, because there's this importance around these issues. We got to believe in the accusers. First and foremost, we have to give the room for the story to come out, and the room for the story to breathe, for the truth to be breathed into the story itself through evidence, through due process. And without, harassment or,
right. Like
judgment.
The credo, believe women is about believe them and investigate their claims. Not believe them and then
right, not just stamp everybody as truthsayers, but believe them.
That's all anybody's asking for. It's just investigate the claims.
Yes.
Don't disregard
and
accusations.
It is so important to do it. But there's this other step that's getting involved, because there's two now, because Neil Gaiman's case, those texts were pretty fucking wild too. I can't again say anything about them, about first of all whether or not they're authentic, and whether or not there's more to them, meaning there's texts that we're not seeing that shine a more familiar light to the charges against him or to the claims laid against him. I think he has civil claims.
Yeah, there's also labor claims against him too that aren't made any better by his texts. Like he was, this person who accused him was being basically held captive and working for them without any pay, and she kept expecting to get paid, and they were like, yeah, but it's cool to live here, right?
There's a bunch of weird shit, right? So you got all these weird problems, and so where I'm going is that there has to be some room somehow for men who are wrongfully accused there's got to be a way to get them clean. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, right.
But I got to tell you, as far as Michael Pitt is concerned, because Michael Pitt's claim, my understanding of Michael Pitt's claim is that Michael Pitt said that she asked for this and he acquiesced. Look, dude, I don't care if you're not famous. famous, if you're not rich, if you're not powerful, and somebody says to you, hey, I got this kink I want you to try on me, it's a little grapey thing, like, say fucking no. Like, say fucking no. First of all, I don't know how you can even do it anyway. I don't know how you can do it. It's just far beyond anything I can imagine. But if you're somehow capable, and hey, he's an actor, so be it. Dude,
but like,
don't do that.
It's so easy to just like be like, wait a minute, am I being framed?
Yeah, like immediately, right? There's cameras everywhere.
Come on.
There's fucking, come on.
Absolutely not.
I think it was Leo's birthday party, and I'm certain this is happening now more religiously than ever. I certainly know it's happened more than Leo's birthday party, but it's phones at the door.
Oh, I would do phones at the door.
Phones at the fucking door. They're worse than guns.
I wouldn't even be doing anything kinky or weird at my parties. I still want phones at the
Exactly. That's straight and narrow. The Kool-Aid's over there. Phones at the door.
I don't need surveillance at my party. Thanks.
No, exactly. And just besides that, like if some kind of an embarrassing moment happens for somebody for whatever reason, it could be anything, to have that recorded and potentially, right? Like, that's just so fucked up. Anyway, Guilty Angel just said the nicest thing. She said, Dale, your book made me both laugh and cry.
That's wonderful. That was the goal from the beginning.
You'll laugh. You'll cry.
It did to me too. Even after like I read it for like the 6th time.
I cried a lot. I cried more than anybody.
I definitely LOL'd. I also did a lot of cringing too. Like, ugh.
Yeah, there's a... But you know what's cool?
You'll laugh, you'll cringe, you'll cry.
Yeah, you'll laugh, you'll cringe, you'll cry. That's really good, actually, Angela. I might have to use that. The funny thing about the book is that I really thought that when the book was going to come out, that like everybody would want to talk about the salacious bits, and they're really not. It's the book is more complete than I.
That part kind of bums me out. I really wanted to hear the discourse.
It'll come. I think that'll come.
I really wanted some like rando person on Twitter to like go viral, being like, "Did you guys hear this crazy shit about this celebrity?
You guys hear some crazy shit about this celebrity? What's up, TikTok? What's going on, TikTok? I haven't seen you guys or who's here, but I do see that Kiera has liked the live. Thank you so much, Kiera. Very nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Dale, and off screen is Angela. She's the best thing that ever happened to me, and she's also really great on this live. I am a writer, producer, and also a memoirist. I wrote the book behind me called Too Real, a Hollywood Memoir. It is a book about how Leonardo DiCaprio totally crushed my life for making a movie with him and then called me a liar and a thief. This is my answer to him calling me a liar and a thief right there. If you want to check it out, it's you can read it for nothing on Kindle Unlimited, or you can pick up the paperback or the what do you call it? The paperback or the digital book, the ebook, on Amazon or wherever else you may find fine written books from people you don't know.
I do think it's such a boss move to be called a liar and then be like, to turn around and be like, oh yeah, well, what if I told the whole truth?
Yeah.
What if instead of being a liar, I just divulged all the secrets I've been keeping of yours?
It's so fucking hilarious that you're like, okay, you call me a thief and a liar, and...
You know what? I don't feel like keeping your secrets anymore.
I don't feel like keeping your secrets anymore. I think I'll just tell the whole truth.
Told everybody everything?
Yeah. The best part about it, too, was also that he called me a thief and a liar. They told me that I was trying to, like, the fucking nerve of this guy trying to, like, tell me that I'm trying to take advantage of my own goddamn work. This guy has made hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh, that you're exploiting your own
work.
Creative output?
He's literally made hundreds of millions of dollars with his movies.
Yeah, unreal.
And he's going to try and fucking throw pie in my face for trying to make movie money on a movie that I made.
I know, that's projection.
What an asshole.
Yeah, coming from a guy that stole Malaysia funds for a film. You're stealing. It's just projection, man. It's like, God.
Yeah.
The guy's got a lot of houses to not have a single mirror in it. You know what I mean?
Not a single mirror.
Yeah.
Guilty Angel does want to talk about the salacious stuff. Oh boy. Oh no.
Cosmic Urgency said something embarrassing like getting motorboated.
It's the craziest thing I ever saw in my life, I swear to God. Oddly enough, I never even thought to write it into something. Isn't that funny? Like I have all these things stored. I suppose it is there somewhere. I don't know. Oh my God, listen to me when I tell you. that. What you were about to say something?
I was about to say something about that Michael Pitt story.
Yeah, to say it.
You missed the part where she talks about if those text messages are true, that she talks about wanting to accuse him to punish him for leaving her.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's right. So in these texts, just in case you didn't hear that clearly on TikTok, I'm just going to repeat for TikTok's purposes, but in those texts that Michael Pitt got his hands on, his accuser said that she had accused him to punish him. And what do you remember what he was being punished for? I could pull it up, but
like breaking up with him or something?
They had some kind of, they had some issue. They had some kind of issue, and she punished him by falsely accusing him of grape. Pretty sweet. Man, where do you meet these people, bro?
She sounds like a real treat.
Yeah. You know,
I'm dying to know if this is true or not. I'm dying to know whether this guy has really been falsely accused by somebody who had done it before, apologized for it, right? Like felt remorse, decided that that's not what a good person does.
Set the record straight.
Yes, set the record straight, and then went and did it again.
And then went and did it again.
And now he's got criminal charges.
Yeah. But, you know, you can't cry wolf even once in this situation. This is the problem here. You can't cry wolf one time.
Well, this is what...
Especially against the same person. It's one thing.
The absolute worst part of it is because it doesn't matter if he actually did it. She has ruined her case. She would never get justice. If he had actually done it, because those text messages exist, if they do exist, if those are true, if those are real.
No, you're right.
Then she would never get justice because nobody could ever believe what she's saying is true after she admits to lying about it.
If those texts land in front of me as a juror, he's acquitted instantly.
Yeah, she just made her own, what's it called? Reasonable doubt.
Yeah, she created her own reasonable doubt. Yeah. Like the defense for the Karen retrial, how they the prosecution, the Commonwealth just kept over and over in their own, in the closing, we should fucking count it just for shits and giggles.
Oh, I know.
How many times he said, "We don't know. I don't know."
Brennan was like,
"They don't know. No one knows.
We just don't have the data. We do not know how that happened.
We don't know.
Where exactly did he land? We just don't know.
Find her guilty. We don't know. Find her guilty. Not really fucking sure. Find her guilty."
It should be
the most bizarre thing I ever saw.
It should be super easy for Michael Pitt's defense attorney to make a case, right?
Well, this is before a judge in order to be able to get Michael Pitt out of the country to work internationally. So that makes the whole thing like burning with a mystery of whether or not this is authentic. If it isn't, that would be something else, obviously, because if it is, he would have a motive to get the fuck out of the country.
Well, what's really interesting is that if it does turn out that those are authentic text messages where she is admitting to doing this, then she has a real big problem with law enforcement because they brought criminal charges. She's going to be in trouble.
Well, that's interesting. But look at the trouble that dude got into. Remember the actor on the Netflix series, I think it was? I think it was in Chicago, and he claimed that he had been assaulted by black people, and it was a complete and total lie. And then he had to go and he did a little. I think he might have did a little jail. But I don't know how that actually. I know he got convicted of it.
Are you confusing the Jussie Smollett?
That's the guy.
Yeah, but you're confusing it with that Olympian who was in Brazil. And he claimed that he got...
Is that I'm conflating stories? To get accurate stories, don't hang out with me.
No, it was the Olympian in Brazil who said that he got robbed at a gas station by a bunch of black Brazilians.
Yeah, okay.
And it turned out they were like, we have...
Yeah, but the other guy, the guy in Chicago did something similar.
Yes, he said that there was a race-related crime, but he's black.
But he's black.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever it was, man, it was shady as shit, and he ended up getting caught. And I do think and they brought charges against him. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't think he ended up doing time. I'm not.
Why did you bring it up? I've forgotten now.
Well, I brought it up because you were asking about whether, or you were suggesting perhaps that if Pitt's victim is a liar, that she's caused now charges to be brought.
Well, I do. I mean, you're talking about like hate crimes and stuff. So what I do remember is that there was somebody who succeeded in obtaining a conviction for a guy who was falsely accused.
Yeah.
But then when DNA exonerated them, his accuser had to fess up that she made the whole story up. Yeah. I can't remember whether it was DNA or she just recanted. But anyway, she got charged, and she did some time for it.
I'm going to ask you to speak just a little louder for TikTok. Just for TikTok.
Right.
Yeah, just talk a little louder for TikTok.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't have any like clear references. I'm just like recalling vague things, and so it really doesn't matter. I'm not really contributing much to the conversation.
Erica says that her anxiety levels are much lower today, which I'm really excited to hear. And I got to tell you that that moon swinging out of detriment in Capricorn is going to be a big reason for that. A moon in detriment is going to bring about the potential, at least, the recipe for anxiety. Doesn't mean everybody's going to have it. I had a pretty good day, but that's because that moon trines my natal exalted moon in Taurus. So that gives me my natal moon is kind of like a protector against any kind of nefarious goings-ons in my third house.
You can track this sort of stuff too. If the moon swings through every sign in a month.
Yeah.
So you can sort of like keep track of where the moon is when you're feeling a certain mood. And if you notice after a few months that there's a pattern, you can plan for it.
The only variables there are that the different stages of the moon can bring about different things. So a full moon is going to be much different than a new moon. Like a full moon in Capricorn versus a new moon in Capricorn, or a balsamic moon, or a quarter moon. They all sort of have, there's slight variations to what they could possibly mean and what stage they're at. So it gets complicated. That's why you got to hire an astrologer and pay their miserable fee.
I think it's definitely helpful to journal, though, just in case you notice a pattern.
It's a great idea.
Like,
I know you.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go on a date, or something. I'm not going to.
It's very important to journal.
Party just on the nights where I'm fucking cranky.
Right. It's very important to journal. Just include the phase of the moon. Shopaholic says, "What is your big three, Dale?" Somewhere I was thinking we're a Scorpio moon. That's so interesting. So I'm a Scorpio rising. I am a Capricorn sun, but I'm a night chart, so my moon is in Taurus. So in order of importance, I'm Scorpio, I'm Taurus, I'm Capricorn, but my Capricorn is also very powerful with a stellium there. What's interesting about that is I've got Capricorn, Mercury, and Venus in a stellium. Venus sitting in Capricorn.
A lot of people have that. Wherever their sun is, they've also got
I know.
Venus and Mercury because they're so close.
I know.
So when people are like, oh, I definitely feel like my sun sign, well, that's probably why, because they have 3 planets together.
And my shit is combust. I mean, for real, like straight up burning.
It's like so in the weeds.
Burning fucking fire. I also have Saturn in the 7th too. And that's my malefic out of sect. So maybe that's why Leo fucked me over in such a spectacular way. Could be. Could very well be. Michael Pitt, bro, I wish him all the luck in the world if, in fact, he is being wrongfully accused. Of course, I hope justice comes to his victim if it's the other way around.
Where did you read about this?
But that text doesn't happen. It was reported on TMZ.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, because I remember we talked about Michael Pitt had been accused like months ago, and I completely forgot about it. And now that you're saying that he actually has some evidence that shows that he was being wrongfully accused, potentially.
Yeah,
that I was glad that we had forgotten about it. I was glad it wasn't all over the news. I was glad he wasn't being like, propped up as like the new face of Me Too offenders.
He was supposed to be on yesterday's episode, but we just didn't get it in because we were just having too much fun.
Yeah, it's true. But it's kind of a bummer that people are talking about it. Like he can't just lay low in this whole situation if he's actually innocent.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole point I was trying to make there is that, we have this sort of, I think, very appropriate approach to accusers who come forward, be they women, men, children, whatever it might be. But the idea is to believe them, right? The idea is to create a space for them to express their issues and to allow due process to take it from there. And to do that without harassing them, haranguing them.
It's actually very encouraging that he was arrested. Like, it seemed really encouraging that the law enforcement did something about it, because there's a ton of stories of people who were like, I had evidence, I did everything I was supposed to, and the cops didn't do shit. And so, good for her that she got the attention she deserves. I hope that if she's lying about it, that she also gets the consequences she deserves.
In other news, Christopher Reeve, he was not impressed by the Oscar-winning legend Marlon Brando in Superman. He said that Brando kept showing up, without memorizing his lines, and he just the quote is, "The man didn't care."
I love that about him. I think that's
about Marlon Brando.
No, I love that about Christopher Reeves. It's so dark.
I kind of love it about Marlon Brando, if I'm being honest. Do you know why? He's fucking brilliant in it.
He's a honey badger. He doesn't give a fuck.
Because he's brilliant in it. Because he's that fucking...
He's like, I'm Marlon Brando. What are you going to do? Fire me?
I mean, you can say he's not brilliant in it, but he is. He just knows how to make every moment interesting.
But I just think it's so lovely and pure that Christopher Reeves was like, no, sir, you're an actor. You have to take it seriously. You have to do your best. You have to prepare. You have to
it's more like
give them your all.
It's more like Christopher Reeves would be like, you know what? That's just not right.
Yes, it's totally...
It's just not right.
That's just not fair. I love that.
He was a treasure, Christopher Reeve. I'll never forget the day that he had his accident. I remember just feeling that, that internal gasp,
Oh my God! Like how Greek mythology is it that he was like Superman?
What I couldn't believe is that he went down. He ended up in this situation. Obviously, he lived out the life he lived as inspirationally as he could. And what an amazing figure. What an amazing human being. I was really just in awe of him as a kid. I told you this story. I'll just recount it briefly for people who are new here. But, my dad took us out to the movies, and it was like, 1978. I was 8 years old. And we usually just go to one movie. But the first movie we saw sucked. So my dad took us to a second movie. Extremely rare moment. It was heaven. We went and saw Superman, and it was Christopher Reeve's Superman. And of course, at that point, I just fell in love with the guy, and he's just like a part of my childhood, So when his accident happened, of course, I was devastated for him, as everybody else was, as was everybody else. And we, watched him in this courageous act. What blew my mind is that after he passed, his wife Dana gets lung cancer. Never smoked a day in her fucking life. Never smoked a day in her life, been an active, healthy lifestyle person her entire life, and she gets this rare form of lung cancer, and her life is taken away so early. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, two separate people, two separate bloodlines, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about, it's just... And then when you think about especially when I was depressed and I thought about it, it was like the nice guys finish finish last kind of scenario.
I think it's actually, excuse me. I think it's actually really common for caregivers to suffer illness and fatigue and stress issues, and being a caregiver of a quadriplegic is really, really difficult. So I wonder whether that contributed. I'm sorry, I'm speaking low again.
You are. You're really on. You're on whisper mode. I'm gonna have to get buzz you.
I'm very comfortable. That's my problem. Dale fed me a really huge meal, and I'm just like all cozy in my seat. I don't feel like speaking up.
I'm gonna rip through so we can get onto the Baldoni stuff sooner than later. So I'm just ripping through my little headlines here. But and by the way, speaking of of Superman, and and obviously this is a part of why he's in the news anyway. Reeves is, there's this new Superman coming out. It has this headline says box office Superman flies to huge $22.5 million in previews. It's the biggest of 2025 so far. It's still relatively speaking, I guess, early. We're into July.
Dude, James Gunn doesn't miss, man.
This fucker, bro. I think he might have made a beaut.
Good for him that he gets to keep doing what he wants to do with these studios.
I gotta tell you, man.
Awesome.
The only way to redeem any of these superhero movies is to start making them worthwhile. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, to actually make their stories matter. The first Superman mattered to me as a kid. It really did. I thought the Lois Lane love story worked out perfectly. Everything was great. It was just like it was utter perfection. I was emotionally vested as a kid. But now you have such now you're beholden to such a bigger audience. Like, it was fine back in the 80s when you took your kids out and they just walked away mesmerized. There was certain, even if you didn't love it as an adult, it was mesmerizing to have given your kids that, mm-hmm. They're jumping around, putting, I went home, I started tucking towels into my neck, for my cape. I started putting my underwear over my my pants so that I had like my red undies over my blue jeans. And I should, as a matter of fact, I have scars all through here because I jumped off. This is right after I saw Superman, man. I put this stupid cape on. I'm 8. I put this cape on. I put my underwears, outside my pants. I'm being babysat at the time, and I decide I'm going to fly, so I get on the corner of the sofa, and I leap off the sofa, with my hands out like this. I go flying, and I go boop, 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 with the center of my head right here into the corner of the coffee table, and I have to get like a whole little batch of stitches. I still have the scars.
Yes, I can see it from here.
Yeah, I have scars all over.
Those are your Superman scars?
Superman scars. Those were after I saw the original Superman in 1978. I ended up gashing my head open because I was flying through the living room.
Boys are stupid.
In my homemade Superman outfit.
I never did anything like that when I was a kid.
$22.5 million in previews, a big fucking deal. And yeah, I'm you know what? I don't see superhero movies, and I'm in on this one. I want to see Superman. I actually also love that, like, there's some, I don't know. It is a good time for Superman, and I wonder if there's something astrologically going on there, frankly. In the same way that, Chris Brennan, an astrologer that we all follow, that Angela and I follow, this astrologer, he went crazy about the Barbie movie. And I wonder, in terms of its Venus retrograde moment. And anyway, not to belabor too much of the astrological side of it, but I'm excited about it. I think there's something significant in Superman's arrival at this time.
You mentioned what happened to Christopher Reeves. That was like in the 80s, right? That
yes.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first Superman movie was like 84, 82?
No, the first one is 78.
Oh, okay. That was the first one he was in.
First one was 78.
Okay. I just thought it was so weird, like a mythological tragedy, that he was like Superman, and then he was quadriplegic. That was just too weird. That it happened to him, of all people.
I know. It's weird. It's the wildest dichotomy. His life.
It must have been awful for him, because for sure it occurred to him.
But of course, well, I wonder. I mean, he was such a brilliantly level-headed guy. I could admire him so much in, okay, stop with the Christian shit, or I'm gonna. Hey, stop with that Christian shit, or you're gonna. Okay, all right, you're out.
This is the same person from TikTok that we banned.
All right, let me. I'm working on it, guys. Give me a second. Almost added him as a moderator.
Don't do that.
Put user in a timeout. Oh, man, why do people have to be shitty?
I don't. This person followed us, bro. It's the same profile picture from TikTok that we blocked.
I'm gonna you can come back tomorrow and try again. All right, you're gone. Sorry about that, guys.
Sweet. Little
cleaning.
Little housekeeping.
I can't afford to be just banning people who are watching. I need my viewers. Behave. Don't put Christian crosses in me. All right. Why do people got to get Christian of all things? Okay. Where was I after that interruption?
That's okay. You were about to start on the next thing.
John Goodman said something sad, and I don't know the circumstances, and I didn't read the article to get into it. I did peruse these other articles pretty well, but I did not this one. But John Goodman said that he hasn't spoken to Roseanne Barr in 7 or 8 years, and he's quoted as saying that he doubts she wants to talk to him, which makes me wonder if maybe, he said some things, which I would have if she was sitting there and, being sort of antithetical to everything I believe in, and I'm tightly, closely associated with her. I probably would say something, especially if fame is involved.
Well, what's so weird is that she's kind of behaving differently than the show that she created.
Yeah. All right, a couple more things, and then we'll get on to the Blake Lively stuff, because I think everyone's just craving it. So the last thing is, Peter Jackson says that he's not retired. We were talking about, a few times we've been talking about the Lord of the Rings movies. I hadn't even really thought much about what he's up to. I don't know why I don't think in that way. Fuck, if you're not directing movies, that's not my business. I don't really think about it. But he hasn't...
Yeah, we just assume you're just being rich somewhere.
Yeah, right. You're just like, oh, whatever, pina coladas. So he's... He hasn't filmed, he hasn't made a movie in 11 years. And he said he hasn't retired. He's just focused on bringing a giant bird back from extinction. I don't know which bird it is, because I just got this headline.
That's so great.
I just saved this. But he's apparently, being an activist, and he's trying to help a bird that is apparently on the brink of extinction.
Have you heard about this stereotypical rite of passage that men go through when they reach a certain age? They start getting really into bird watching. Have you heard about this? This is like a stereotype.
It's kind of happening to me. I've got a treat for you guys on that note as well. Yeah, I'm listening.
I just think it's so amazing that that Peter Jackson's rich enough that he got to max out on the bird watching phase of his life, and now he's saving endangered
leveling
birds.
It up.
Yes.
Everybody else is working on getting a longer lens.
Yeah.
And Peter Jackson is working with scientists.
Doing endangered conservation.
Yeah, well, rich people get to do things at a different level, you know. Like I hike the rainforest. Rich people, they get on those pulleys, and they're like up at the tops of them. What are you doing down there? Oh, I'm up here. It's a couple $100 an hour. It's cool though. I can afford it.
I just love that though. That is like a real feel-good rich person story. Like, yes, give us more of these. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Tell us more stories about how you guys are.
Sorry, I can't direct right now. I'm busy saving a nearly extinct species.
Yeah, like, can we start doing that with your money instead of like buying another yacht and collecting, priceless artworks?
So on that note, I said I had a little treat for you.
Dale. That's what Leo does, right?
What?
He buys yachts and he collects priceless artworks.
Yes.
But he doesn't.
He doesn't save extinct species.
He's the nature guy, but he doesn't save it.
He says that he's this big environmental guy, but then he builds a diamond foundry in Spain that becomes an environmental catastrophe to a small town that lives alongside ancient Spanish ruin.
That's what he's doing with his money.
That's what he's doing with his money.
Instead of being like Peter Jackson.
And then hiding his face like a motherfucker. I'd hide my face too.
Yeah.
Dear old people, said Thrilla the Gorilla on X or Twitter, depending on how much of that you engage in. Dear old people who said, waking up at 6 a.m., tending to a garden, eating dinner at 5 p.m., reading books, and going to bed at 9:30 feels amazing. I was wrong. You were right.
Wait, list them again.
Sure.
The things that feel amazing that old people were right about.
Waking up at 6 a.m., tending to a garden, eating dinner at 5 p.m., reading books, and going to bed at 9:30 p.m. All feels amazing.
I'm not with you on that last one.
Yeah, I can't get to bed at 9:30. Oh, I'll wake up at 3. I'll be up at 3. I don't know what to do at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll be fucked.
I never understood people that could wake up and watch the dawn. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. That sounds nice.
I love it. I love it.
It sounds really nice, like in theory, but then when you actually do it, you're like grumbly and miserable. And
Not me.
Like, why am I out of bed?
Not me. As soon as I see that sun crack that horizon, I'm a different man. All right, moving on.
Normal.
To do I have anything else? I do have a couple of things. Scrubs is rebooting. Zach Braff, Donald Faison. I knew Donald Faison back in the day, by the way. And Sarah Chelke are to return. I don't know this show. You liked it, you said.
I used to watch it, yeah.
I know that it was oh, god damn it.
Oh, see, this happens. This happened on TikTok, too.
You guys suck so bad.
It's the same person, and then they use a bunch of old accounts.
I'm going to report you, bro. If you come back, I'm going to report you. So I don't know if that means anything, because I've never done this before. But I will report you, bro.
It's very colorful.
It's annoying, dude. God, people suck, bro.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to get good at it. Because, I love the people we hang out with.
What ultimately ended up working on TikTok was that I didn't even interact or speak about it. I just did it. I think they didn't get that like dopamine hit of being mentioned. I have no idea what makes these people function.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, I think that's it. Billy Bush said that he warned Access Hollywood producers of Donald Trump's lewd hot mic comments in 2005, and everyone's talking about this on Twitter. It seems like a lot of people are turning on Donald Trump right now, which I think is pretty fun. Roseanne Barr's out talking shit. Somebody else, like some big supporter of his that runs a big podcast, just came out and said, I voted for you because of no wars. I voted for you because of reducing our spending. You've increased our spending, and you're engaging in facilitating war around the world. So all I can do is cross my fingers and hope that there will be consequences for the things that this man is doing. I know we don't get too political, but every now and then you got to talk about this motherfucker because he's ruining everything. Oh, and meet the characters of The Long Walk. The Long Walk is coming.
I'm so fucking
This is my last thing I'm covering. The Long Walk by Stephen King. Folks, you got to read the book.
It's right there.
The time is nigh.
Yeah, silver.
Silver?
Yeah, that one.
There it is. The time is nigh, people. You got to read The Long Walk by Stephen King because the book is coming out.
It reads just like a movie. I'm so glad it finally is one.
And this book is the movie's probably not going to live up to this book.
You're covering the title, just so you know.
Even if the book is good, even if the movie is good, and it might be, I have a hard time believing it's going to live up to the book. So read the book. It's a quick read.
It might.
It's a quick read. This is 337 pages. Stephen King, 300. It's like a fucking short story for him, and actually, it reads like lightning too. It's not because it's a walk. He's having a walk. What more can you tell? This guy's fucking walking. Reads fast, guys. So Long Walk's coming. I'm super excited about it. You got me into this book. I've read about half of Stephen King's.
Waiting. So they announced I can't remember how long ago, but it was like over a decade, like maybe 2, that I have been hearing that they were going to adapt it into a movie, and then they deemed it after so many tries. Like, you can explain what happens to these IPs. They like jump from studio to studio.
They can. They go into what's called turnaround, and
yeah, okay.
So they'll end up like if their option expires and they don't get a renewal on it, then that property goes into a turnaround where
they kept attaching these like really great names that definitely I was like, okay, it's really going to happen now. It's going to be amazing because that's an incredible director, and this is going to be awesome. And then they just, I guess they determined that it was unproducible.
Well, what's so great about this is that this is directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed The Hunger Games, Constantine.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so good.
So this guy fucking knows how to make this kind of movie. You know what I'm saying?
I loved Constantine. Did you?
I loved it. I thought it was wildly underrated, and it got great reviews. But I thought that movie was brilliant.
I'm super pumped about this movie.
So I'm excited too.
Dale, will you join me? I want to do a rewatch of like a bunch of the same genre so that we can compare when we.
Yeah, man. I got you.
Like dystopian competition movies.
Oh my goodness.
I am seated for that.
Is that really Artie Robb? Oh my God.
It could be somebody posing.
Because Artie wouldn't say that. Artie would text me. Artie, you would text me, bro. Don't give me that shit. You got my fucking phone number. You know what you do. I have read your book and sent you an email about what I think.
It's probably the same person that was spamming you before, and now they're impostering.
Listen, Artie Robb would never show up just as Artie Robb and then talk a bunch of shit. Like, he would just never do that. Like, the guy fucking just does not do that.
Yeah, he's... In truth, he's like, that's who Cosmic Urgency is this whole time.
I didn't block you.
See what I mean?
I wouldn't Artie, you're not Artie. So stop it. Wow, you went through the troubles, though. You got yourself a fucking...
See, this person is not who they say they are, and they're just annoying. The same thing happened on TikTok, and then we moved over here, and then they followed us. So annoying.
Artie Robb's on what you call it, guys. So wild.
What?
I'm kidding. All right. Let's get on to... It's good to see you, RD. I hope you're well, bro.
Dale.
Take care.
Same person.
I know. Okay, so... That's so weird. I just hate when people get, like, weirdly obsessed with things. So, let's go on to Blake Lively. First of all, so she subpoenaed Google. And so finally, Kirsty Fla is... in the mix.
Do you have any idea like why the different strategies for the different content creators? So Andy Signor was subpoenaed directly.
Yes.
Candace Owens was subpoenaed directly. Perez Hilton was. But then Kirsty Fla, Google was subpoenaed. Is it because does she live internationally? Because
they can serve Google here. And so if somebody is international, it won't matter because they can serve Google here. So if she lives in Spain, which is what you suspect, or if she lives abroad.
Somebody else said that, yeah.
If she lives abroad. God damn it. All right, RD. You're fucking ruining my life, bro, and I'm getting fucking pissed off. I'm telling you, bro.
I actually, I found some things today to talk about this when you're available.
Okay, back at it. I gotta make. Who wants to be moderator of my channel? I need moderators because I can't. I need to stay focused on what I'm talking about. I get into my flow. I'm a flow oriented human being, and so
you could just not look at the chat.
If you don't, I'm that's not gonna happen. Okay. So. I just need some moderation. I obviously I should make you a moderator, but I got to get you on an actual computer because I don't have Angela set up with monitor yet. So
okay, listen.
If you're interested in moderating, hit me up on TikTok. And you know the people I'd be interested in working with in terms of moderators, just people who are familiar with the channel and has been around for a while. So if you're interested and you're familiar with the channel and you want to do some moderation for us, we'd love to talk. That would be nice. Hit me up. Blake Lively. Let's get back to business. Hopefully these dorks don't show up again, and if they do, I'll just take them out. I gotta tell you though, when I saw Artie Robb there, I was like, what the fuck? And then, of course, the stupidity ensued.
I got excited. I thought it might have been him. It would have been fun to have a little chit chat. But no.
Yeah, except that RD would 100% text me.
Oh, of course it's not him.
He would be.
Of course it's a person who's posing as
like,
him.
I mean, if I was on a live right now, he'd be like, yo, bro, I'm watching your live right now. Like, he wouldn't fucking go there.
Of course.
He would text me, go, I'm watching your live right
I
now,
know.
bro. I think I like the long
it's so
beard.
Stupid. Okay, so listen, I have things I have to say about this. Are we back on this topic?
Yes.
Okay. Are you?
Yes, I'm here. I'm there. I'm everywhere, bro. Let's go.
Okay. So I saw a bunch of people who were like, screaming with their hair on fire about these subpoenas and how they think that it's totally outrageous that Blake Lively is trying to violate these people's First Amendment rights and have them divulge their private data in order to satisfy, to be compliant with the subpoena. So then I went looking and I was like, well, what exactly are they protected from? Like, they're talking about how, like, Andy Signor was raising money so that he could get a lawyer.
Andy Signor is making $500,000 a year minimum
I don't want to get
on that fucking channel. Well, they just steal from these people.
Okay, but the point is, I was like, why would somebody hire a lawyer for a subpoena? It's not a gag order. They're not party to the case. Why do they need a lawyer to answer a subpoena? They're just asking for whether you have communicated with the defendants. That's all they're interested in.
That's right.
They want to know more about the parties of the case.
Yes.
And you might have information that tells them about them, right? Well,
they're also interested in, I think there's a bunch of things that, if you want to get into like what they might be looking for, I think there's probably, a multitude of things. One of the things that they're looking for, I mean, obviously with Flaw, they're really looking for, they're going to be looking for
collaboration.
They're going to be looking for Wallace. They're going to be looking for Wallace and her.
Yeah, like who was she directed by?
And Google will have all of that. That all that data will be there.
Okay, so I went looking and I was like, well, how protected are they by the laws that already exist? And do they really need to hire a lawyer, or what is being expected of them? What is the data that they're being made to turn over? I was like, I'm sure it's just like, have they communicated with them? And then that's it, but not like the content of the communications. And that appears to be true. I didn't know anything about this before today, but this is a law office's website was describing invoking the Stored Communications Act. The Stored Communications Act generally prohibits providers of electronic communication services, like Google, right?
Yeah.
From divulging the contents of a communication maintained by the provider.
Okay.
But they let me see this next screenshot.
Unless compelled by a court.
What it protects and what it permits. The SCA prohibits only the disclosure of the contents of the communication. It does not prohibit the disclosure of other information such as the identity of a particular account holder, the IP address information, the date, the time, the originating phone number of a text message, and other non-content information.
So what it tells us immediately is that what they're looking for is cans to open.
Right.
And so when people want to call it a fishing expedition, it is a fishing expedition, but it's a totally legit and legal one because of the allegation, right? So the allegation is that they are corroborating with these PR firms, and these PR firms have a mandate, which is to destroy, dismantle, and completely disparage Blake Lively's name and image.
And the defendants are claiming they did not have any contact with these creators, but if the creators are providing this evidence that they did, in fact, have contact with them, they're not made to divulge what the contact was, but just that it happened. And I feel like you don't need a lawyer for that. Like, you're just, supplying information pursuant to a subpoena. It doesn't seem like that's a violation at all. Like, yes, I did have a conversation with this person on this date and time. That's all they're asking for. That's all they can ask for, according to this law.
Right. Well, I mean, and again, that's the beginning. That's where it starts. So the idea is to identify specific conversations or correspondences or whatever it is that they want to then investigate or that they think are going to be relevant to the case, and then to drill deeper into those. It also might be that they're looking for things that will just prove other discovery wrong. Like, so for example, if in Wallace's deposition, they say they never worked with Kirsty Flaw, for example. That's what they say. If Google data...
You're saying hypothetically?
Yeah, I'm saying hypothetically. No. This is purely hypothetical. I'm saying if this is some of what they might gain. The other thing that they're going to gain that I think they're going to could be very valuable, especially if you're looking with somebody like Andy Signor, is have they shilled for others? Is there a communication pattern here with these with other publicists, and that correlates with other activity and so on and so forth? So I wouldn't be surprised if a part of what they're looking for is patterns, just simply patterns. But again, if if somebody testifies under oath saying that one of these influencers weren't involved, but Google data completely refutes that, there's going to be trouble. So it's just another, it's like another, potential layer of proof that they can use on Lively's side of things. Here's what I think is happening. I'm not the only one that thinks this. You and I have talked about it. You've also come across others on the internet who've talked about it, or at least one other person. I think they're going to get a summary judgment. I think there's a high...
Oh, yes. We didn't talk about this yesterday.
High chance that Blake Lively gets a summary judgment. And so if you don't know what a summary judgment is,
That's the next stage after discovery.
So what happens is discovery is finished. Once discovery is finished, the judge gets to decide whether or not this is actually worth taking to a jury. In other words, if the evidence is so overwhelming in Blake Lively's favor, the judge may call for a summary judgment, a bench judgment, where he just says... it's reasonable to infer that a jury would easily find for the plaintiff. We're not going to burden the taxpayer. And then he declares the judgment, which is different because which involves, creates some kind of... We're not going
to burden the taxpayer with a trial.
With the cost of a trial.
Right.
And instead, because it's not a... Anyway, a summary judgment, but they're very rare. They're hard to get. They're extremely hard to get. You have to have overwhelming evidence.
No,
but this thing's shaping up.
Case was already thrown out.
Yeah. And
so they're on thin ice.
And when you look at Discovery and what they're doing with Discovery, they're fucking over on Discovery too. So this is the whole point of where summary judgment comes into play. Because if they just burdened the court and Lively with a bunch of paperwork, just piles of shit to read, all this shit, they send the 150 hours without audio. Stupid. You want to stack your discovery as much as possible to avoid summary judgment, especially if you know your evidence is weak going in, so that you can give enough evidence that the judge can just say, by the burden of the evidence alone, by the volume of the evidence alone, that there has to be a process of ruling, adjudication that leads to an actual either jury or, a settlement or whatever might, sort of boil down. But they're not even doing that. They're not even coming up with the discovery. So if the judge through discovery ends up in a very lopsided thing from evidence, case, if the evidence is heavily lopsided in Blake Lively's favor and there's not a lot of discovery on Baldoni, he's already thrown Baldoni's case out. So that, throws their whole case or their defense in a fucking, tornado, man. What are you going to do? What have you got? You put your defense out in your countersuit. If a summary judgment comes, there won't be a trial. There will not be a trial. We may never see any of the fucking evidence that led to that summary judgment, but it is, to me, starting to stink just like one. And who am I?
Just like what?
A summary judgment is coming. Yeah. A summary judgment is afoot. He has rebuked Freeman. Freeman has clearly used both the court itself and the judicial process to... as a front to slander her.
Yeah, he's got real relaxed ethics, that guy.
Real relaxed.
Unbelievable.
And he knows it, does Judge Liman. Judge Liman knows what's fucking going on here. So this is really, this is at an extraordinary moment. We won't know until probably more closer to September.
Well, so I have a weird, it's kind of a nitpicky question, but what would happen... one of the reasons why the motions to dismiss, I thought, prevailed so easily, right? It was the New York Times, but that's not what I'm referring to. It's the Leslie Sloan's motion to dismiss and then Ryan Reynolds' motion to dismiss. Those prevailed because Justin Baldoni had lumped them all in to a bunch of other causes of action that they didn't have anything to do with. But Blake Lively's done the same thing to his side. So everybody that she names in her complaint are all being charged with all of the same things. It just seems disorganized. It seems like that might be something that they'd want to hash out with a trial. I wonder, if that is a flaw in her case, how would that be reconciled with summary judgment? He wouldn't just bang the gavel and be like, "Yeah, you win everything that you're saying."
Yeah,
there's a lot that has to be parsed out.
In a summary judgment, he might throw some of the stuff out. And
he would decide. Yeah,
summary judgment is would mean that he goes down all of the, each.
And it would be dismissed. It wouldn't be that Baldoni wins those.
Well, he may say, he might throw out half of them and then, find for her in the other half. But where it comes in sticky is that it gets a little sticky for him is that she didn't name a number. So
for who? The judge?
Yes, or for the case, what she said was that...
Oh, that's true. She wanted the jury to determine the damages that she would be awarded.
Right.
And then also there's, in her motion to dismiss, they had they put forward the very real threat of treble damages because he wasn't supposed to file a retaliatory lawsuit in the first place.
Nope. You know what's interesting is the conundrum. If the judge were to go with a summary judgment, the Baldoni heads are going to go nuts for it. They're going to go apeshit about it.
They're just going to say the judge is bought or something.
Right. They're going to be able to use it.
So that doesn't help her.
Exactly, as a means to continue to slander her.
She would win and it wouldn't help her.
Right. Like, it might be that the only thing that can truly help her, and I don't even know that it'll completely exonerate her anyway, but the only thing that can truly help her would be a trial. And it's different than like the Johnny Depp situation. In Johnny Depp's situation, Johnny Depp was able to prove to a jury, and I, as a bystander watching on TV, agreed with the jury's decision in that case when he sued Amber Heard. But the problem was that he was messy. Like I think a lot of people think he's probably a fucking dirt pig, right?
Oh wait, Johnny Depp was messy or his lawyers were messy?
Johnny Depp in general in his life was messy. So the evidence that came out hurt him terribly, even if it wasn't evidence that hurt his case. It hurt him terribly. In this case, there's really nothing coming out that has hurt, and can hurt Blake Lively unless it's proven that she's cooked this whole thing up.
That is so interesting. That is a huge difference.
Big difference. So it's just like, so there's more at stake, I think, in the outcome of a trial for her than it was in Johnny Depp.
This was also such a bad strategy that Baldoni did because, it's interesting because Amber Heard did have something over Johnny Depp. She did have like really bad behavior, evidence of really bad behavior from him, Yeah. It wasn't what she claimed, but it was really bad. So he had to take a lot of damage in order to endure cross-examination. But Baldoni started this whole fight with somebody who doesn't have that. She had never harmed him. She'd never said anything negative to him. Every single text message that he showed as evidence is her just being completely like friendly, maybe overly so, and professional. Like,
it's also him acquiescing. It's always him being like, yeah, sure, come on in, or you know what, I'm just going to give her 99% of what she asks for, or it's just all of him like being like.
I found that.
By the way, that's how I would have been. Like if I was in his position, I would have been, yeah, come on in. I would have like embraced her. I would have taken her. I wouldn't have resented her for it.
And even in a conflict where he's like bitching to all of his other producers and executives and everything, but then talking to her all nicely, like she was oblivious that he felt anyway,
I couldn't be more excited because we totally predicted that these. I distinctly said, I think I even have a short video out on YouTube that I put. I'm bad at posting, and I have like 27 videos that I just have not posted.
Well, that's because you're trying to live your life,
I gotta fucking get to work, bro. But anyway,
you are getting to work. It's just
they're cut. I just gotta post them. But the one video that I'm talking about is posted, and in that video, I think my title is similar to, are the shills gonna get dragged into this thing? And then 2 days later, they subpoenaed Andy Signor.
I know.
You know what? Like so in the call with Andy. He was getting all big chested about who he knows and all this other shit. And I was like, who the fuck I know? I was just talking.
Was that the night before? No.
It was 2 nights before. It was 2 nights before.
You're like, you're going to get dragged into this case, bro.
Yes.
He was.
And he was. But here's the funny thing about that. He was trying to be all braggadocious about who he knows or whatever. He's like, I know this and I know that or whatever. I don't know, whatever stupid shit. Like you're telling me, bro. Like I lived in Hollywood for fucking decades. I don't need your bullshit about who you know. I give a fuck. But off he goes about all this nonsense about who he knows or whatever. And then when he was pissing me off, he was like, like trying to reduce me into some kind of drivel because he apparently knows some people who are mysterious and that he's not going to reveal. So I just started to throw that back at him. And I was like, you don't know the fuck I know. I know people all the way at the very fucking top, which is a very believable thing considering my history. But I was just talking bullshit. I was like straight up bluffing, man. I had like, a joker and a fucking, and a 2, and that's it. I had no hand. But I immediately thought, like, after all this went down, because I said, like, I'm like, they're going to drag you into this shit. Like, I'm telling you, I was like, I know people at the fucking top.
I know. So and after he was subpoenaed, he probably thought that you did it.
He was probably like, no, that I know. Like, he's like, oh my God, Dale knew. He even tried to warn me. Like, it could be like that stupid.
I hope so, man.
Well, not now, because now it's on the live, and probably somebody here is going to be like, hey, Andy, look what Dale said.
You know, that dude is so paranoid.
Andy Signor?
Yeah,
is he? I don't know. Maybe I think he's just fucking silly, and he just cashes in on his controversy. I think he's just got to embrace the fact that he's
I totally thought that it was that way. I thought it was like an act. I was like, okay, he's not really outraged. He's just playing, like, you know, like Alex Jones. Probably didn't give a shit about half of the things he ranted about.
No, for sure
so
not.
It's just like this whole thing where, like, if you're an internet personality and your whole shtick is to, like, rage bait, you're not actually, like, ragey. You're just acting ragey.
I want to say for the record, we'll never do anything like that ever. Never. Like, I'm in this because I want to have fun, because I think that it's time that there are people like us instead of people like Andy Signor doing this, frankly. I really do. Like, it was like too much at this point where I was like, you know what? I can go and fucking do this in you know, a couple hours a day, whatever it is. It's taking much more than that.
Okay, but I wasn't finished.
Okay, go ahead.
So what I was saying is that I thought for sure that it was all just an act and he wasn't actually, like, getting this hyped about any of this stuff. But then he calls you and, like, loses it at night on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And, like, he's, like, angry and shit and ranting. I'm like,
screaming.
Oh, he really is. Like, this is really him. Like, this is how he's actually living. Like,
shouting that she's Tobey Maguire.
Like, I feel bad for him. Like, he shouldn't be letting it control his life like this.
We should probably get caught up in the comments. While you scroll through some comments, can I just say that if you haven't liked us on YouTube, would you? And if you like what you're hearing so far, or you checked out some of our shorts and you like them, go ahead and give us a follow or a subscribe. Or you know how it works on YouTube. Whatever it is, push the funny buttons, will you? And if you can help out, we'd love to have you hang out with us some more if you're cool. Also, in case you didn't know, I wrote and produced a movie called Don Spawn with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire. I ended up in a very heavy duty, sort of high profile, multi-million-dollar litigation in the 90s against Leonardo DiCaprio, right after Titanic. And that has remained a 30-year dispute between us. Leo actually did block my movie, unlike Blake. Blake didn't obviously steal anybody's movie, but Leo actually did steal my movie, and he removed it from American and Canadian audiences, among others in the world. And then, you know, in 2019, in a New York Post documentary, he called me a thief and a liar, and that's when I kind of fucking had enough of it. And so I wrote the book behind me called Too Real, a Hollywood Memoir. You can see it right there. It's available on Amazon. You can also read it on Kindle Unlimited. You can also buy it directly from me at tworealbook.com, and I'll send you a signed copy if that's something you're into. That's it. This whole show is brought to you by that shit. Have a nice day. Now, where are we? I gotta learn to get that stuff out. Please like the live. Please follow us if you can. It'll help us grow. We want to grow. Like that jolly green giant. What do you got?
Erica said, my former horse trainer was at the event that Christopher Reeves was hurt at. She had to compete afterwards. It was traumatic. I
can't even imagine how she did. It always amazes me that when athletes see. Do you remember that athlete that died on the field in the NFL? And then, do you remember that guy?
Yes, I do.
He plays again, but he died on the field.
I can't believe he survived it.
And those guys had to finish the game.
I remember people did a whole bunch of analysis.
Did they finish the game? They did, right?
Yeah, they had to finish the game. Oh no, did they?
I can't remember. No, I can't remember.
Did they play No, they didn't have to finish the game. No,
they called the game.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened. There's a guy died. They were like, "All right, get back to it, guys."
There's no way that happened.
Hey, get that fucker off the field. We got a game to play.
I know, it was so traumatic though that I can't remember what happened after. I think that's why they just called the game. They were like, "It's not fair." But anyway, so I remember all the analysis. It was the first time that I ever heard that your heart can stop by getting, like, punched real hard in your chest.
Yes, of course.
Horrible.
Yeah, well, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like your brain getting walled around when you get a whack to the head.
Seems like a flaw in the design.
What a devastating thing for your... did Erica say it was a friend of hers or a friend of her family's?
Erica said, my former horse trainer.
Wow. Erica, all into the equestrian. That's very cool. One of my favorite authors of all time is Charles Bukowski, and he romanticized horse racing like no one else. Like, I read Charles Bukowski, and all I want to do is go to the horse track. But the truth is, I don't want to go to the horse track.
No, you don't want to go to the horse track. there's a lot of there's a big movement trying to get people to treat horses like people, treat horses like horses.
Yeah.
Because there's like that whole not stereotype, but this whole like there's a the character of like the guy who can break a wild horse. Like, oh, there's that horse is unruly. It just needs to be broken.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, apparently people that know about animal behavior are like, yeah, that's wrong. Like, you're absolutely not supposed to do that.
So my dad was raised in the like break the animal. So we got my mom.
Horrible.
Listen to this. We got my mom an African gray parrot, and it was for like a birthday or some fucking Mother's Day maybe. But we got her an African gray parrot. They live forever, these things, and they're beautiful. This guy was a male. Loved him so much, just a fucking incredible bird. But we got him because he was like the owner couldn't handle him. He was like too unruly or whatever. He's just a fucking bird in a cage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like miserable life. So anyway, it's like he's
a heart for the poor.
He's doing life. He's doing life. Like give him a fucking break.
Yeah.
So we get this bird and it bites, and they can break a broomstick. These things, like their fucking beaks are brutal. So my dad puts on leather gloves. And he's going to break the bird. I shit you not. It got so crazy. He was throwing the animal. And this bird's screaming, throwing it. I left the house. I couldn't take it. I was like, what the fuck is going to kill this animal?
Yeah, fucking monster.
I left the house. I come back. I shit you not. African gray parrot, 2 black eyes. It had 2 black eyes, Angela. My bird that I just bought my mom. My dad beat the bird up. Because he had to break the bird.
Dale, this is such an upsetting story. Why are you telling it?
Because you brought it up to breaking of the animals, and I actually lived through that. It was horrific. But you know what? Oddly enough, the bird became very compliant.
Yeah, he was probably brain damaged. That's not the way to do it.
It wasn't brain damaged at all. A
lot of people think that it works because the animal learns to suppress their behavior because they're like, holy fuck, this person's really fucking violent. I better not react to the emotions I'm having. It doesn't actually solve the problem,
Yeah. What else you got from the comments?
Cosmic Urgency is saying that Cooper Hoffman is the lead in The Long Walk and is wondering if you ever watched Licorice Pizza.
Oh, no. I have to see that. Maybe we'll watch that this weekend. Mm-hmm. I really want to see that. Actually, I want to see
Cooper
that.
Hoffman
It'll scratch my PTA itch because I'm obviously or probably not going to run out and see Leo.
Cooper Hoffman is the adult son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who we all love and miss
dearly.
Yeah, so it'll be fun to see him in that movie. I think that maybe it's they tried to get The Long Walk up off the ground for so long.
Yeah.
And maybe they were just waiting for the perfect cast.
It's a tough book. I understand it because like the premise of it is so outrageous and ridiculous, and it's so dark. I mean, what a dark fucking, how do you even...
You cannot, maybe the reason why they haven't made it is because you cannot sugarcoat it. There's like literally no violence in the book that you can't show.
No.
Like it wouldn't work if you tried to obscure the violence.
How's it going to go? It's going to be wild.
Well, have you seen the trailer? It's really violent. It's super gory.
I'll watch it later. Maybe we'll
wait, bro.
Maybe we'll put the trailer on at the end of the
I'm a sicko. Maria Tani is asking, did you watch all the movies or TV shows that Stephen King books got turned into a movie or TV, or which one did you like the most?
I did see I have seen most of them, and my number one favorite is Misery. I think Misery is the best adaptation of any of his books to date. I loved it. Stephen King didn't like The Shining. Stephen King is wrong.
It's a different movie than
wildly different movie, but the movie went way more psychological and less ghosty, even though it fully fulfilled the ghosty part of it anyway, especially at the end with the shot on the photograph.
Yeah, like I didn't need the topiary garden to come to life. Like,
not at all. In fact, I hated it in the book myself personally. Yeah, when I was reading it, I was like, I don't believe that.
That's a bit much. I didn't need that.
I
don't even care. All this other shit's going on.
and being lost and pursued in a maze in the middle of a fucking snow blizzard all of that was so terrifying. So The Shining, it would be probably my number 2. A surprise for me was Needful Things. I loved the book, read it in advance of the movie, and the movie was really entertaining and really captured the spirit of the book, which I love so much. And has the movie has a couple of my favorite actors. Has Max von Sydow.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, he plays Leland Gaunt. Leland Gaunt is the proprietor of Needful Things. And then it also had J.T. Walsh, who plays one of the needy patrons.
So great.
Fucking great. There's just a couple. Oh, The Stand. Or not The Stand. The Dead Zone's high up there for me, big time. The book is devastating. You know, I just read this headline about the author of, or the writer or something of I Am Legend, talked about how half the theater left on the dog killing scene. Oh, that was tough for me too.
Yeah.
Well, there's a scene in the book in The Stand, or in The Dead Zone. There's a dog. I'm just spoiler. There's a dog death scene there. That is fucking disturbing.
That's how you know the villain's a villain.
Oh my God.
Because he seems like a normal guy, and then he does this, and you're like, oh crap.
It's so goddamn horrific.
That person's evil.
I gasped. When I read it.
The whole rest of the book, like, no one else knows what you know. The
right.
reader, you know?
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Yeah, it was beautifully done, is that you're in on the secret, and it's this super dark thing. And like when it happened in the book, I closed the book. I had to process it. I had to wait to get back into it.
Horrible.
I felt like he'd gone too far in that book. In the Dead Zone, and the adaptation obviously lacked that major character development.
You can't put that in.
Would have been a hideous thing to put in a book. I think a filmmaker would do it now, but it was a brilliant adaptation, and I thought that Christopher Walken just totally. I thought both Christopher Walken and what's his name, Emilio Estevez's father, Michael Sheen. What's his name?
Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. No, that's his brother. His dad, Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen, thank you.
Martin Sheen he was such a perfect villain. That dude, bro.
Yeah, he was great.
I loved him.
I'm surprised that more people don't mention Stand By Me.
Well, I never read it.
You didn't?
No.
The Body?
No.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, that's why.
I haven't read. I'm now just coming to terms.
I think that's Stephen King's favorite adaptation.
Is it?
Yeah.
It probably would be mine if I had read it. But I just hadn't.
Super good.
Apparently, Green Mile is a really great. Dolores Claiborne is apparently a brilliant adaptation, and I loved the movie. Have not read the book, so I can't. So I'm not real qualified.
There's so many. We could talk about this for another hour.
Yeah, dude. I love me some Stephen King for sure. I probably read 30 or 40 of his books. I think he's written about 60 or 70. I haven't read anything in the last 20 years, basically. I read. Well, that's not true. I read the one about the JFK. 11 blah 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 63. Loved it.
That's a series, right?
Yeah, I've been waiting to watch it, but Angela says she wants to read the fucking book.
I do. I always want to read the books first.
You know how many fucking things I haven't been able to watch? Waiting for you to read the damn books.
Hey, man, that's marriage. Deal with it.
Well, it's an easy sacrifice because you're just a delight.
Cosmic Urgency has advice. Said you're giving the troll what it wants when you were dealing with trolls. You're giving the troll what it wants by reacting to it. You might eventually even make a compilation video of you freaking out to invite more trolls to your channel. Don't feed the trolls. Okay, yeah. Well, and then somebody showed up as my brother, and they were like, "Hey, Dale, I just thought I'd log in." I was like, boom, boom. I just deleted them. So I'm starting to intuitively move toward that. Hey, I'm new to this, bro. Do I have to wear deodorant? What? So you don't stink? What? Total non sequitur. It makes no sense. I know. I'm broken. My head is broken. All right, what else we got? TikTok's got a lot of chatter on there too, if you want to get to that one. Everyone's like, why the fuck don't you read, Dale? It's because I have old eyes. Okay, but listen. Old, broken eyes. Shopaholic is about the subpoenas that we were talking about from Blake Lively. Yeah, good to see you again, by the way, Shopaholic. My personal problem is they're going behind the small content creators, like people who don't even have 10K viewers on YouTube. But nobody was reporting on Blake before December. Help me understand. So you're saying that they're going after, who's going after? My personal problem is that they're going behind the small content creators, like people who don't even have 10K viewers on YouTube, but nobody was reporting on Blake before December. But if you go to Perez Hilton's socials after this, he shared the information to listen to the coming court date. It becomes slander if Blake can't prove the SH claims, and Van Zandt. I'm not following this. I guess their problem is that she's trying to subpoena smaller content creators too, and I don't know anything about that. But if she is, then she's simply asking whether they were in communication with the defendants of the case, and to
and to just show to show whatever correspondence they have. They got to provide it. Kathy's asked, how do you get your book, says Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Well, you can get it on Amazon. You can read it on Kindle Unlimited. You can also pick it up at tworealbook.com. There's a link in the TikTok bio there. If you buy it from my website, the paperback, you can just put in 2real20 for 20% off the paperback, and I'll send you a signed copy. Thanks for asking.
Cosmic Urgency said Bukowski has that dumb quote about rain.
Which one? He has so what? Which one?
I'm sure he has a bunch of dumb quotes about rain. It seems like
I got a shelf full of books that have nothing
John
but
Fonte probably has dumb quotes about rain too. Everybody that lives in LA and wrote about it.
Yeah, well, Angelinos don't really understand rain, do they?
It's so profound when it happens.
Yeah, well, it is. It's fucking no joke when it rains, especially now when it rains.
That's just such a funny thing. I'm gonna embroider this on a pillow so I can always look at it.
If you haven't
lived, he has that dumb quote about rain. Is what I'm gonna put.
If you haven't been in Los Angeles during the rain, or when it rains, the rain is often huge. Like it comes down, and the drops are like the size of quarters.
Yeah, it means it.
It's just like you get smacked in the face. It's like, what the fuck is this? It's rain, dude. I remember the first time it rained in LA, it was a downpour, and I was so amazed by the size of the raindrops and stuff. So I went outside, and I was like standing in the rain, and then I was at Jeremy Sisto's house, and Meadow was like, get in here. What are you doing? Get in here. And so I was like, what? She was like, get the fuck in here. So I run into the house. Why are you yelling at me, Meadow? And then she's like, look at you. And I'm covered in dirt. The rain is filthy. I was just covered in dirt. She was like, look at you. And I was like, I looked in the mirror, my face had dirt on it, my arms were all covered.
I've never experienced that in my whole life.
I was covered in dirt.
I lived there for 20 years. That's never been my experience.
Well,
I mean, maybe if you're like standing underneath a palm tree or something, and all of the soot that settles on the leaves falls on you. How weird.
Yes.
What do you mean? There was just like dirt in the sky?
Yes. And she saw me getting covered in it. Maybe she got it on her when we were running up or something. I don't know.
This is great. You're going to love these comments. Okay. On TikTok.
Yeah.
Cesar Valdez is with us.
Hi, Cesar Valdez.
You ever read House of Leaves?
Dude. I have it. I have not finished it. I think about it all the time. I got to page like 100 and whatever, and we moved to the East Coast. I bought it just before we left at that great little bookshop in Silver Lake.
Yeah.
And
Skylight Books.
Skylight Books in Silver Lake.
Shout out to Skylight Books in Silver Lake.
Fucking love that place.
It's not Silver Lake. It's a...
Is it Los Feliz?
No. Yeah, that's Los Feliz. Yeah. Skylight Books.
Skylight Books, LA County.
It's in Los Feliz.
But it was fucking... The book is dope as shit, and I gotta finish it. It's so amazing. You know what's so cool about it? I might have it nearby. No, what's so cool about it is like it's got it's written...
The formatting is...
It's formatted for this like complete experience that people never forget. And the guy only really wrote I think he wrote another book, but only this one ever hit. And
Mandy's
it hit big.
Or used to be.
What?
Mandy's with us.
Oh, Mandy, what's up?
Hey, I missed you guys.
I miss you, Mandy. What's going on? We haven't seen Stefan in a long time either. Although I will be chatting with him in the new week.
Okay, listen. Kiara said, I'm reading it already. It's good so far.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Grateful Dead concert was incredible to me.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. The Grateful Dead concert is such an interesting thing because like I had done so many drafts of it. I mean, oh my gosh, did I do so many drafts? And then I microdosed, and then I wrote that final draft. We had a little LSD in the fridge.
You're not supposed to admit that.
Well, it was microdosing. It wasn't like I didn't trip. There was no trip.
I know, but you're not supposed to admit that you have illicit substances.
Well, they're gone now.
Kiara's also asking, do you enjoy Kevin Connolly's movies? His director credits, I mean.
I haven't watched them, but I heard they're shit. He got nominated for a Razzie, so there's that. No, I haven't watched him. Look, I'm not a fan of that guy. That guy is like one of the biggest disappointments of my life. So I have no interest. If he directed something worthwhile, I'd probably watch it, but I don't think he's capable of that. I'm going to be harsh on Kevin Connolly for the rest of my life. If anybody wants to talk about Kevin Connolly, they just better be prepared to hear me bristle up because
he fucking deserves it, bro.
that guy fucking participated in the destruction of my life and career.
You guys should see how he talked in the depositions.
Yeah,
he's completely shameless about having destroyed his friend's life and work.
Yeah, that guy's fucking trash to me. So I'm not interested in anything he has to say or do.
Shanice Marie is with us on TikTok.
Hi, what's up?
Said my dad is in his bird watching stage.
Yeah, sweet.
He likes those birds more than he likes us. He heated their bird bath for them and everything.
That's fucking great. That's so fantastic. Well, I got to tell you that the older I get, the more I pay attention to birds. It's a weird fucking thing.
It's a rite of passage. It's seriously like a middle-aged man.
I caught myself doing it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I'm deeply interested in them. Like, I'm whipping out my camera. I even took a couple of pictures of birds
adorable.
that are really flattering.
You got to lean into it, bro. It's trying to tell you something.
Just to keep you up to date on, I'll do some live comments that are ticking off here. But Cosmic Urgency says that he liked Kevin Connolly's short film, the one where he hired Scott Bloom as the waiter.
To berate him.
As the waiter
for Robert Downey Jr. to berate. That's all he does. It sucks, man.
I haven't seen it. I bet you it's a good short. I mean, I'm sure it is. I think he could do short films. I don't know that he can handle a feature film. You know, the thing about feature films and the thing about writing on and doing big projects, you got to be made for it, in my opinion. And I don't think he is. And that's not even an insult. Even though I find him to be an intolerable piece of shit, I don't think he just has that stuff. I didn't know I had it until I did it. But there's something you got to have to get through to make something long form into something good. And by that I mean, like, if you're somebody who has, I don't know, I think it's about the purity of your intention. Like, I think there are people
Excalibur, like you have to be pure of heart to draw this.
Yeah, like there's a pure of heart thing. Like, you know, I know that's not entirely true because we have B movies, we have other stuff, but even them, because there's a certain, you know, B movie, a great B movie isn't a great B movie because it's a bad movie. It's a great B movie because it embraces, most of the time at least, it embraces its B-ness. You know what I mean?
I know. But I think it was like the main issue was that he doesn't know what's bad.
Maybe I just don't think he understands how to take a big project to fruition.
No. That doesn't explain why he made a movie about a bunch of like Italian mafia family without any of them ever eating together.
Yeah, that's just bad directing.
So, but like, what's the explanation for that?
Well, I was kind of just talking about it. He doesn't understand long form. In long form, when you're in these big long forms, your job is to create a reality that you have to live in for a period of time. In a short, it's often an experience. Sometimes it's mostly an experience. It's story too, but it's a totally different thing. It's just like I'm not big on reading short stories is because they often feel very incomplete to me. Do you know?
Yeah.
And I'm never all that satisfied by that because I like the glimpses. But I think now, like birds, maybe it's something I might finally get into and be able to consume short content and feel a little more fulfilled by it. But
we have a collection of Flannery O'Connor stories, and that's a really good place to start.
I mean, I've read most of her
She
stuff.
Also has that effect where you're like, oh, it's over, like, oh, it's not really wrapped up. But
yes, but she has these really like.
But it is really heavy too. At the same
yes, and like there's a poignancy to her work.
Yeah, she conveys so much.
Yeah.
Primal O, I don't know what this is. This is a non sequitur comment, but I enjoyed it. So
let's go Primal O.
So if I brought a potato salad versus an antipasto salad, would I have been able to stay at the get together? Do you know what he's talking about? What did we say earlier?
At the get together. I'm gonna go with antipasto. You know, because this is
the question is, if I brought potato salad instead of an antipasto, would I have been able to stay at the get-together? You're saying no?
I'm saying no.
Oh, what is that? Potato salad? Get out.
Out. That or you have to go sit next to the 3 fucking bean dip guy.
Sarondu. That's a great name. Stand By Me was exactly what I pictured in my mind when I read The Body.
Oh, that's so great. I mean, well, then there you go. I just got to read The Body. I don't know why I haven't.
Laura Lee she came with the right questions.
Okay.
When are you going to share how you make your oatmeal? I am an oatmeal fan.
You want me to do it right now? Is she still with us? Is she on TikTok?
Yes.
Because there's 9 people. Are you still here, Sarah?
Laura Lee.
Laura Lee, sorry. Oh, we elevated. I elevated it. Well, first of all, I was in Trader Joe's, and there were these organic black figs.
Don't tell the whole story. Just share the recipe.
Hey, who the fuck are you?
We have more comments to get to.
Hey, back off.
Not everybody wants to hear about your oatmeal, but Laura Lee is really eager to hear it. So just...
I foolishly picked up 1 container when I should have grabbed 3. I brought them home. I was like, I'm going to toss a couple of these into the fucking oatmeal.
Figs?
Yeah, these fresh black figs. I was like, I'm going to toss a couple into the oatmeal. Oh my God. Am I right? Oh my God. I crave it. So I'm now using dry figs. So I've added dry figs. So it's dry cherries, dry figs. And if the fresh figs come, put them in there. Grow figs, people. Put them in your oatmeal. Amazing.
I think what's important is to understand when flavors really, really gel. Like we have a book that I recommend to everybody called the Flavor Bible.
Oh, I love it.
And it's a bunch of chefs, and the whole book is it's basically like like an encyclopedia dictionary type thing.
Flavor chemistry.
It's all it is like a list of ingredients, and then underneath it tells you all of the flavors that go with it.
Yeah.
So Dale makes his oatmeal with almond milk.
Yeah.
And one of the companion flavors for almonds is cherries,
yes.
Especially like tart cherries. Oh, it's so good. And so that's your flavor combination for your oatmeal.
Yeah, it's banging.
And then you sweeten it with a little bit of
maple syrup. But I also muddle up.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Dale makes his own oatmeal. Dale makes his own almond milk.
Yeah.
Like from scratch.
Yes.
So
which is easy if you have a good blender.
And a date. And
so I squeeze out I milk the almonds.
Just like this?
This is me milking almonds. And then after that,
and then you also you grate a nutmeg, like an actual nut.
Yeah, grate the nutmeg. It's freshly grated nutmeg.
And then he takes like a stick of cinnamon and he puts it in the mortar and pestle and actually grinds it up.
To powder.
Dale is an artist.
Every morning. It is heaven. It's heaven. It's heaven. And when you add the figs, it's like 30% of your fiber in the breakfast. Like, go out drinking.
Dale, regular mortals like us.
Yeah.
And, everybody in this chat and me, not you. Regular mortals like us aren't going to muddle and grind our own breakfast spices. So is it acceptable?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because Mr. Ham is back looking for Jerry Swindoll. Oh, fuck,
where have you hidden him?
Jerry Swindoll. Oh my God, I'm getting a fucking t-shirt made. Where is Jerry Swindoll? I'm gonna get a fucking still from Don's Plum. Oh my God. Well, so Rainbow Pickle adds cinnamon and maple. So cinnamon, maple, nutmeg, a pinch of salt.
That'll do.
Yeah, and then I use shaved almonds on top, and I dice. I soak the cherries for 15 to 20 minutes while I grind coffee and do all this other shit. And then when I get back, my cherry water's nice and reddish, and the water's nice and sweet and tart with the cherry. Then I mortar up my spices. And man, as soon as the water boils, I throw my oatmeal in, I throw the oats in with the cherries, and then I throw the figs in on the boil. So I don't do a pre-soak with the figs because they're really soft, even dried, all them fig seeds and stuff. So I just throw them in at the end.
You're adorable.
And they soften up and they're really delicious.
It's super cute that you do this.
Oh my God, I love it so much. You guys have to have it. I want to make it for all of you.
Okay, so Shanice Marie is kind enough to explain. The potato salad versus the antipasto.
Okay.
This apparently is a thing that's gone viral.
Oh.
It has united the world.
Okay.
And we are oblivious.
Oh, no.
So this has happened
I want
on
to be
TikTok.
united. I don't want to be, yes.
It's
unite me.
antipasto gate, LOL. A woman got kicked out of a 4th of July get-together.
Because she brought antipasto?
Yeah, or she brought potato
Is
salad.
it antipasta?
I don't know.
How do you say it?
I don't know. That's part of why it sounds so funny. It's been all over my TikTok. It's united the world, says Shanice Marie.
Our average view duration is way down today. I guess we're not.
Because we're talking about bullshit.
I guess so.
Everyone's like, I don't care about goddamn oatmeal.
We're going to get fired from YouTube.
Guilty Angel said, I wasn't aware this was a culinary channel.
Suddenly. Oh, we're very eclectic around here.
Dale is an artist of many.
Wait till Angela busts out the knitting needles.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you guys all about how to make a sweater. I should start wearing some knitted sweaters.
I think Jerry Swindoll, you know where I think Jerry Swindoll might be? Very possibly. He's in the car that Elon Musk shot into space.
Somebody is.
Because somebody's in that fucking car.
Somebody's in that car. Did you guys see that car that he put in outer space and then it was orbiting and he took a picture and there's a guy in a helmet inside the car? That's a victim. That is a guy.
That's a victim.
That is an actual corpse.
Yes.
And you cannot convince me otherwise.
Absolutely nobody can convince me otherwise.
It's just a huge joke to him that nobody is investigating what the fuck that was.
Because they can't find the body. You know why?
Oh, it's just a mannequin. Really? Did anybody check?
The body's in space. It's in a car. It's in a Tesla.
Someone is missing and they've been jettisoned into outer space by Elon Musk as a publicity stunt.
He's either covering a murder up or he murdered somebody himself, but that's what's in that car. That is the 100%. Body. Forget about it.
You can't tell me that guy would come up with that plan
and
not put a body in
the minute they
car.
said that he launched that in and they put that space driver in the suit, I was like, there's a body in there. There's a human in there. There's a fucking ice cold human being in there. Ice cold.
These people are weird. They do whatever they want. Oh, did you see that they apparently our government has said that nothing bad happened with with Epstein, and that they previously they told everybody that the cameras malfunctioned, but then they were like, no, we actually have the video and here it is, and you can see nothing happens. There isn't even a guard that comes close to his door.
So first there wasn't footage, now there is footage.
And now there is, but they didn't scrub the metadata.
Oh, so it's clearly...
So the metadata clearly shows edits, and that it had been saved like 4 different times.
Oh, what a bunch of fucking...
Isn't that amazing? So everybody was
fucking
like,
fraudsters.
Yeah, we knew it, bro. Trying to trick us with this fucking lazy-ass... lazy tricks.
Maria Tanny wants to learn how to make her own sweater. Angela's your girl.
I'm still learning. I keep screwing up.
Well...
I keep making half a sweater and then I try it on, because like there's a stage where you're like, oh, okay, cool, I can try it on, and it doesn't fucking fit.
Yeah.
So I have to keep on doing it.
Kira's asking if Jerry Swindoll was nice. I loved the kid, man. Thought he was wonderful. He was kind of a smart ass.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I didn't really know him all that well. He was like Leo's little buddy. When
you say little, was he small?
Yeah. He was a little dude. He was like Leo's little bud. And he was still growing. Like he looked totally different in The Beach. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Yeah. That environmental catastrophe. Mm-hmm. So Jerry Swindoll was a nice kid. I loved him. I would have loved to work with him again. He hated his performance in Don's Plum. Hated it.
Really? Why was he so critical?
Hated it.
It was so funny.
He saw it at MGM. Hated it.
Well,
it made me nervous how much he hated it. His scene in particular. He was like, dude, the movie's fine, dude, but I fucking blew it. I'm like, what? You were hilarious. No, fuck you, dude. I was terrible.
He said it like that?
Probably. Oh, Jerry Swindoll. Jerry is my small king. He could potentially be in that ukulele. For those on YouTube, if you don't remember, I have a ukulele up on my shelf.
He could be in there. Has anybody checked inside?
He asked me to check the mug last time, remember?
Yeah.
I'll check this time. I'll make sure he's not. Nope.
That wasn't very convincing, Dale. You have to turn it upside down to make sure everybody knows.
Oh, yeah, and then watch Jerry fall out. I do this, and then Jerry Swindoll falls out. I got to do this in post. I got to get a Jerry Swindoll to come out of the cup in post. But then I can't. Now I fucking blew it. I'm terrible. Summary judgment, man. What do you think, Angela? Do you think a summary judgment is coming?
I don't know. I didn't think that Baldoni's entire case would get thrown out. I really didn't. I thought that he was...
I thought it was going to stick on her, at least. I definitely thought it was going to get thrown out for Ryan Reynolds. I thought it was going to get thrown out for Sloane.
I thought so, too.
And I thought it was definitely going to get thrown out for New York Times.
Yeah, I thought that all 3 of those would prevail in their motions to dismiss, but I thought that they were just going to be excluded from the case and that they would have leave to amend and Brian Friedman would come back with another like 400 pages of some bullshit
Well,
about Blake Lively instead.
Yeah, no, I just think that's part of why I think summary judgment is
So what
a real
I mean
possibility.
Is I'm not good at expectations or like predictions about what's going to happen because I didn't think that was going to happen.
No.
It's bad news for him. But I don't think that it'll be good news for Blake Lively. Like, if she gets a summary judgment, obviously she wins. And that's really great for her that she doesn't have to go through a whole trial.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it will be a decisive win that she deserves. I feel like a trial is going to be a lot better. But I don't know, because
a summary judgment would not be a decisive. It would be a decisive win because it would be a summary judgment, and a summary judgment win.
I just mean for all these fucking content creators that
Right.
are going to continue to bash her no matter what happens.
That's a big problem.
I thought that, maybe a trial would be better because she'd be able to show all of her evidence and they wouldn't be able to say anymore that she doesn't have any. But it's but knowing them, it's not going to make a difference anyway.
No,
they're just going to keep talking shit. Maria
was asking me if I could play the ukulele. I haven't played that ukulele in years. She was asking if I could play it for everyone. It's like, I haven't played that thing in years. Maybe I'll play guitar at some point.
That would be adorable if you played a little ukulele.
Yeah.
Because your hands are really big, so if you played like the teeny tiny little instrument.
Do little love songs.
It would make you just look
or
like
no,
a
I
giant.
should do do Black Sabbath covers.
It's perfect.
Do you ever see those guys who do that? Like, they don't do like Black Sabbath necessarily, but they're like the acoustic. They're like 5 acoustic players, and they play like all the like metal tunes, but they're all acoustics. And they're like a bunch of country boys.
No, that's super awesome. But you made me
badass guitarists.
You reminded me of Richard Cheese. Do you remember that guy who used to do like lounge covers of all of like metal songs?
No, I didn't even know that existed. I used to get like, it was one of my jokes. One of my stand-up comedies was I'd go up and I'd be like, there I was, completely wasted, out of work and down.
Yes, perfect.
All inside was so frustrated. And then, like, eventually they, like, figure out that I'm singing Judas Priest. And then they'd start laughing. That joke didn't always work.
It's there was a guy, like, he made his whole career about it. He was pretty popular for a while. He's like a Weird Al Yankovic type, But it's, like, obviously a joke name. I don't know what his real name is. Because his name is not Richard Cheese. Get it?
Did Cheese. Kiera said that the phone call scene with Jerry Swindle was very funny. And
so funny.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that scene is, and I don't have it, and probably the biggest tragedy in my life in relationship to Don's Plum right now is that I can't show you guys the uncut take. That was a one take, no rehearsal. It's in the book. If you haven't read the book, there's a really cool scene where, we're rapping, we're literally loading up the trucks, and we're ready to walk, and it's Leo's last day on set. He had 2 days only, but it was his last day, and he was about to get in a car and head to New York to do Marvin's Room. And he came begging. He was like, "Man, we gotta shoot the scene with Jerry," which we had written a scene for Jerry Swindle. He was like, "Oh, you gotta do it. And so he like convinced us to do it. So it was literally last minute. And it is the single funniest fucking scene, one take I ever saw in my life to this day.
I love it. And I also
you're wheezing laughing.
I also really love how you brought him back into the diner later looking for Leo. Like, it's such a great like conclusion to an introduced character, I love it.
It was nice having that.
He like brings like a super hot babe with him. And Leo doesn't. It's such a great
Well, it was funny
choice.
because we were trying to find a way to get Nikki Cox in the movie because, fucking...
It's perfect that she's on Jerry Swindle's arm.
Kevin Connolly wanted her in the movie because they were dating.
What was his name in the movie? He wasn't
Leon.
Jerry Swindle. Leon. That's great.
Leon, what's up, bro?
Claire says, your friend from the book, Jeremy Sisto, posts himself playing acoustic guitar on Instagram. It's very wholesome.
He's a good guitar player, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, he played well back then. He was a better guitar player than me back in the day.
Oh, that was my question. Because you're a very good guitar player now, but you're saying you got better?
Of course, yeah. He's probably still better than me. Yeah, he's a good guitar player. He's fucking, yeah. I used to think he sounded a lot like Dave Matthews. He used to sing and play. And I was just, me, I'm a mimic, so. I was singing like, Smashing Pumpkins guy, what's his name? Billy Corgan?
Billy Corgan.
Yeah. I'd sing like him one day and then fucking Eddie Vedder the next, all butchering it just the same, Oh, that was okay. Yeah. Go ahead. What else?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm kind of stumped.
Are you done with comments?
Yes.
Excuse me while I scratch the very end of my nose. I found it extraordinarily itchy for the moment. Thank you for that. Can you guys hear the cicadas? They're loud tonight, Angela.
The other day we went out at like a dusk, and the cicadas were so loud that Dale and I were standing next to each other and could hardly hear each other speak.
It was the loudest I've ever heard. It was like biblical. It was outrageously amazing.
I couldn't believe it.
Let's see if I've got anything more on my list here before. Olivia, this one I didn't get to because I didn't know if I'd get to it, but Olivia, is it Rodrigo or Rodrigo? Rodrigo?
I think it's Rodrigo.
Rodrigo? She's very beautiful. Very skinny, but very beautiful. She pays for her band and crew to see therapists while on tour. I'm like, what do you do to them?
What are you worried about?
Why? Be like, by the way, we give free therapy while on tour. Why?
Why would I need that? What are you going to put us through? That's really funny.
I guess after the tour, it's like you're on your own, though.
Yeah, that's really funny. You know how often it's like the case where when something like that shows up and it doesn't really make much sense, it's just because like the star's like really good friend is a therapist and like is trying to like, you know, needs a job.
Wait, wasn't that like a Blake Lively's trainer or something? Isn't that like
what, Blake Lively's trainer?
Didn't Baldoni like use Blake Lively's trainer? That's where the fat shaming came, right?
Oh yeah, right. But I think that he was. I'm not sure what the truth of that situation was, but the trainer has spoken out and been like, his story is not how it went.
I think that's interesting that she pays for the band to see a therapist while on tour.
Yes, of course it's wonderful, but it's really funny to think about it suspiciously.
Yeah, I immediately was like,
wait a minute.
What are you doing? Are you showing them like really awful pictures? Like, what's going on?
Is this a feel-good story or are you doing crimes? Can't tell.
I love the idea of like having a production company or a business where I could like provide all that, you know?
Oh yeah. So great.
It would be so wonderful. And the only way a filmmaker can really do that is just to be a union gig. It's really the only way.
So if you're a union gig, you pay for therapy?
No, if you're a union gig, you pay into the union benefits package, right? It's like you're paying into Social Security almost. By the way, in a super upbeat note, like I can be a little cynical about Sharon Osbourne. Sometimes I can feel cynical about her.
You can feel cynical about Sharon Osbourne?
Yeah, because there are like a lot of stories. Like Jake E. Lee, do you know who that is? Mm-hmm. He played guitar in the 1980s for Ozzy Osbourne on the Bark and the Moon album. Not their best album. But he was, you know, I remember I can see Jake E. Lee in all the metal magazines that I was reading as a kid in the 80s. He was like a big fucking deal.
What are you saying? J.K.?
Jake E. Lee. Jake E. Lee.
Oh, okay, thanks.
He was an Asian metal guitarist, badass dude.
He's good?
Yeah, he ripped it. He wasn't Randy Rhoads good, but, you know, that was the other thing is he had to step in after Randy Rhoads had passed.
That's tough.
Big fucking shoes to fill. Anyway, he came out talking about Sharon Stone just being a piece of shit to him. And he gets like no money off the Bark and Moon album, which he wrote all the riffs for. So it's kind of upsetting. It was kind of upsetting, but he got invited to the Ozzy gig. So anyway, I've digressed. I can be cynical of Sharon Stone because I hear of Sharon Osbourne. I can be cynical of her because I've heard these stories. Jake E. Lee's story, other people's stories about her sabotaging other bands or situations in order to elevate Ozzy and just things that sound shady. You don't know if they're true, but they just, you know, they taint their image. So when I heard about Ozzy getting his last concert, my cynical side was like, oh, Sharon Stone's racking up more money before the dude dies. I'm just being a jerk. I'm just being an asshole. Like, I don't even know this woman. Maybe she's the kindest thing on earth. I have no fucking idea. But I'm just being an asshole in my dumb head. And so the Diamond was like, well, let's just straighten this shit out. Ozzy Osbourne's final concert with Black Sabbath raised $190 million for charity in one day. And those proceeds for the show benefit to cure Parkinson's and also to the Birmingham Children's Hospital and Acorn Children's Hospice.
What?
In Birmingham.
That's amazing.
$190 fucking million. Like Jerry Lewis, bro. We used to watch him for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
The Jerry Lewis telethon. 24 hours. Everybody's singing, dancing. 30 million tops.
That's amazing. I didn't know it was a charity event. I thought they were just like paying
Neither
their
did I. I
artists.
was cynical. I thought fucking Sharon Stone was... I thought Sharon
Well,
Osbourne...
you're not wrong. I mean, there's like the whole stereotype of like the Yoko Ono breaking up the band, right? There's also like just recently like Perry Farrell of Jane's Addiction. He posted something about how his wife is like, you know, has his back and is like, those you deserve better than your bandmates. They mistreated you anyway, and you know
You are the band.
you are the exactly one of those things.
What is Jane's Addiction without you?
Yeah, when really he's just being like a massive asshole to his friends, you know. So it's not totally like out of the realm of possibility that she could be, you know, terrible and destructive.
I want to see... I think we should see if we can buy it. I really want to see that concert. I can't believe I missed it. It's 10 and a half hours, and apparently the band's lit it up.
Go for it, bro.
You know, we saw some clips. Steven Tyler brought it. He
If
was
you buy it,
ripping
does
Led
it
Zeppelin.
still go to charity?
I would imagine. It's like Sharon Stone's like, God, Sharon Osbourne. I don't know why I'm calling her Sharon Stone. You know, truth is, I didn't love her either.
Dale's got beef with everybody. Even if he doesn't get the names right.
Fuck all the Sharons. I kid Sharon Stone. Anyway, $190 million. I think it's really super terrific. That it's going to these children's hospitals is even more terrific. You know, when you read Acorn Children's Hospice, you wonder how they could need anything. You know?
Yeah.
How they could want for
Children's
anything.
hospice?
Like
Oh,
how aren't billionaires like the first thing I would do as a billionaire is make sure all the children's hospices had all of the Nintendos and Steam Decks and
didn't think
fucking everything.
It didn't even occur to me that children's hospices exist. Ugh.
Horrific. It's like when we were talking about John O'Keefe in the Karen Reed trial and how he didn't want those kids to be spoiled, and we went off. We were sitting in our fucking house and we heard that John O'Keefe said that he didn't want.
Oh yeah, that
he didn't want
Karen Reed was talking about
the
how
orphan children to be spoiled.
They used to fight because John O'Keefe's orphaned niece and nephew that he was caring for, that she would get them things and then he would be pissed at her for it because he didn't want those kids to be spoiled.
Yeah, he told her to stop
And
buying
Dale and
shit.
we spent a whole day like ranting around the house.
Spoil the orphans. We're screaming, spoil orphans.
They're orphans. You can't spoil them.
Yeah, they can't be spoiled.
You just give them what they want.
All you do is you
Because
numb
they're
their pain.
orphans.
Yeah, all you can do is numb an orphan's pain.
I know.
For the rest of their fucking... My dad was orphaned at whatever it was, age 5, 6, whatever it was. He's still not over it. He's 84 years old. You don't... And, you know, these orphans got lucky until they didn't, right? Until they didn't.
I'm sure that's what her point was. And she's like, what do you mean spoiling your kids who lost both of their parents?
They're going to spoil the fucking orphans? You
I'm going to get them a gift.
Give them
I'm sorry
everything.
you're pissed about it.
Yeah.
You know? Leo Edis has a good question about your movie.
Okay.
It says, was that technically Leo's first producer decision to fight for Jerry's scene? That's a great question.
It is a good question. No, his first on our film, the first thing he did was try to have Amber Benson fired.
Oh, that was his first, like...
I mean, he did a bunch of things, right? The first thing is he turned down Last Respects, the short movie that we were going to make.
Yep.
He canned that thing.
And then he approved this one.
So he was, you know, he was very much active as a producer at that point. Very much.
They can hear the cicadas.
You can? Isn't that cool?
I think so.
They're so loud tonight. I'm going to go out and check them out.
Well, I'm so sorry. I petered out. I thought that we had more to talk about tonight.
Well, maybe we can.
There's a bunch of, doom stories, but I don't think anybody wants to hear about those.
What? Oh, just in the like in the headlines, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You know, the other thing I didn't get to touch on. Did we see Delicate tonight? Did you see Delicate tonight? Did we miss her tonight? Anyway, the reason I asked that is just because I'm about to bring up Taylor Swift. Something I didn't get to talk about that I wanted to talk about way back when that I'll just tag onto this thing was Taylor Swift was...
Yes, Delicate's with us, but said, I can't stay because I have more work to do on my presentation I have to give next week.
Oh, go do it. So anyway, Taylor Swift was spotted in Ohio with Travis Kelce. And I know it wasn't the first time, but I really feel like the fucking wedding bells are coming for them too.
It's pretty soon.
Yeah.
For wedding bells.
No.
You don't think so?
No. What are you talking about, dude? Fucking, you moved in 2 months.
But we didn't get married for 10 years.
We dated, but that's because we only got married as a matter of technicality anyway. But we dated in July, and you moved in September.
I thought we got married for love, but I guess it was just a technicality.
We dated, our first date was in July, and you moved into my apartment in September.
Wow, you have a really good memory.
So what, you're going to say it's not fast. It's whatever it is, man. Love is love, bro. Love doesn't have a time. Love isn't sitting there checking the clock. Love isn't looking at the clock going, it's not time to fall in love. Love just happens. It can happen in an instant. It can happen over time.
I'm not saying that they're not in love. You said wedding bells, and I just think that it's a little premature for wedding bells for two grown people with their own careers. I think that maybe they'll just have a nice time being companions as they are for a while. I don't predict wedding bells
for the first time.
She's in Ohio.
For the first time ever, it appears that everyone left YouTube. It says we have 0 viewers.
Maybe.
No. Then it says we have... No, there's still people here. Isn't that weird? It just tells you lies. Lies, I tell you. Lies. Secrets and lies.
Maria Tani wants to know, how long do you think that relationship would last?
Which?
The Swift and Kelce relationship.
Well, that's a great question. So she's very cerebrally driven, this woman, right? She reads a lot.
She's a Scorpio rising.
She reads a lot. She's artistically inclined, obviously, blessed, whatever you want to call it, gifted. She's culturally probably pretty solid. And then you've got like Kelce, who is like Travis Kelce, who is super good looking, amazing athlete.
He just recently admitted that he doesn't read very well.
This is right. He said like he was at SNL.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh cool, I'm in SNL, let's do SNL. And then we're like, okay, let's do the table read. He's like, whoa, what?
I have to read in front of all of your writers.
So look, the question is whether or not they'll last, and I don't know. I was going to make a joke about the fact, like maybe the fact that he doesn't read as much, maybe could be a problem long term.
He can always get better at reading if he's if he's married to a bookworm.
I really like Travis Kelce, and because I love that he's brave enough to say that, to come out and be like, reading's not my skill, and even if he's fulfilling the jock stereotype by saying something like that, because the truth is that he kind of reminds me of Leo in this way. Like Leo, you can sit in a room with Leo, and when you talk to him, you're like, man, this guy's fucking sharp. He's, witty. He's funny.
Cosmic Urgency says he has dyslexia.
Oh, is that what it is? But then Leo kind of doesn't really show up in terms of like being able to handle the big questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll put it that way. Anyway, well, it doesn't matter that it's dyslexia, and this is. Oh no, he doesn't. Never mind.
He doesn't, never mind?
Fans just speculate.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so if he has whatever, if it's a disorder, or if it's just that he's just, not fucking down with learning the English language, I don't know. He's like, man, I play football, man. I don't got to read shit. Listen, I went through that when I was in school. I didn't think that I knew that like science wasn't going to be my thing. So it used to drive me crazy that they forced me into science. I was like, fuck, I don't want to do science, bro. Fuck science. I'm going to write songs, man. Anyway,
okay, well,
I think it'll last because I don't think Taylor Swift is going to get down with somebody. I think it's going to last because I don't think Taylor Swift is going to marry somebody that she's not going to have that kind of a commitment to. And I have a really good feeling about Travis Kelce as like a truly good dude. I'm kind of rasping. I hope I'm not dying.
No, we have really bad allergies here lately. The dust and dander, for some reason, is extreme. I'd never seen the reading was extreme. I was like, oh, well, that's the explanation.
Kind of sounds like a 70s song.
What?
Dust and dander.
Dust and dander. It's a duo. It's like a duet duo.
A duet. She's dust.
She's dust. He's dander.
And I'm dander.
Hey, so I just checked the astrology for Taylor Swift, and right now, currently, this moment,
yeah,
she is experiencing a Jupiter return.
Oh.
Jupiter in Cancer is on her Jupiter in Cancer.
Bro, she just got her entire catalog back.
Yeah.
She's like in a totally different... She's directing a movie. it's pretty impressive what's going on with her. It's good to see you, Leo Edits. By the way, really nice to see you.
July 22nd, 2025, she will have her lunar return and her Jupiter return at the same time, and they're conjoined.
Wow. That's a good time.
Maybe that's a date. There's something's going to happen.
A great life made better. That could be it. Yeah, that could be the moment. You know, you got to kind of look for Venus and Mars and what the play is on Venus and Mars. But
I'm going to look at this. I'm going to start making predictions about Taylor Swift's life. I'm sure she would love that people do that.
Well, before we go, I guess I'll just wrap up by saying that I don't think that there should be that today should be underestimated in terms of what Blake Lively and her team are doing, or what Blake Lively's team is doing. Blake Lively's not behind this. This is clearly a legal strategy, and it's really fucking amazing. I think they're going to get a lot of important data out of this. This is a subpoena already approved by a judge. Google has given them until the end of July, I think it is.
Yes, July 31st is their deadline for submitting a motion to quash.
Yeah.
And so they aren't going to be producing anything until then.
And just so you know, a motion to quash is that it's literally like you got to get the motion, file the motion, argue the judge. The judge will then make the decision. If the judge grants the motion to quash, then they submit it to Google, and then Google will then act accordingly. But they're not going to get it. You know, they're not going to get it. So what's interesting about that is like the legal fees, because they got to spend a bunch of money now. I would be bummed, bro.
Who has to spend a bunch of money?
Fucking all these influencers.
Listen, this is not, no. If tomorrow you got a subpoena to tell a law office that whether you had been in receipt of emails or exchanging emails with the defendants of a case, you would just provide that information.
Of course.
You wouldn't need a lawyer to defend you from providing that information, because like I just said, the law protects them from providing the contents of those emails. They only are being expected to provide that those emails or messages or whatever happened. Until they get dates, times, who the recipient was, whatever, all that data, but not the contents. So you would just share it. Nobody needs to hire a lawyer for the shit. Just say, like, did it happen or not happen? And if you're trying to, like, if it did happen and you're trying to fight the subpoena, then you're trying to hide information in a civil litigation. And if it didn't happen and then you don't want to provide any information because nothing happened, then you just tell the law office that that's the case. Everybody's making a big deal out of this, and I just think it's a big distraction, and they want pity, and they want everybody to think that Blake Lively is some bad person that is putting all these people out and costing them a bunch of money. You do not need to hire a lawyer to respond to a subpoena. It's like, come on.
Cosmic Urgency is trying to say that it doesn't rain dirt in California, and I didn't say it did. I said it did on that day.
Are you saying he didn't have dirt on his face on account of that rain?
I did. It was the craziest shit I ever saw. Crazy as shit.
I have never experienced, in the 20 years that I lived there, dirt rain.
Well, I did. So does that mean it didn't happen? Guess what?
No.
You were in LA when it happened. It was the summer. Rain. It was the summer of '94. Weren't you there?
I'm not saying that it didn't happen to you, but it's just never happened to me, and so maybe you were just dirty. Maybe.
This isn't much of a record anyway. It's not like humanity's going to be like, let's go back and see what Dale said back in something or other. Oh my goodness. It was a big day for the Lively trial, and I think that it's going to it has great potential to yield incredible data. What you're talking about, we
won't know for a whole month, which is kind of making me fuss a little bit.
Well, that's not necessarily true, because I
want these guys to be taken down. I think that these are the sort of people that were responsible for what happened to you when you were trying to tell your story, and there was a bunch of fucking randos coming up out of nowhere saying that you were a liar, like anybody fucking knows any better than you do.
What's happening to me, by the way, not just. Like, it's still happening.
I know. So I want all these people to be stopped. I'm like definitely on her side for this. Like, she's helping a lot of people who are suffering from the same tactics.
You said it must have been windy, or you were under something dirty, or drunk, or microdosing, or I don't know what. Let me tell you what happened. What probably happened was that it was dry before the rain came, and it was windy, and there was a lot of dust and dirt in the air. And then when the rain came, it covered me in dirt. But it did. Are you trying to call me a liar, Cosmic Urgency?
Did you?
You calling me out as a liar? You know who the liar is here, don't you? Blake Lively is the liar, obviously.
She planned this whole thing in order to take over his movie. She stole that movie from him and put him in the basement.
And then put him in the basement like a dog. You know what? I wouldn't even treat my dog that way. That's how bad she is as a person. Put him in the basement. He fucking owned it.
I can't believe that he was like, I'm just a weak little baby, and I can't be responsible for anything that happens to me.
For real, bro. I'm serious.
I was in that basement, and like, I didn't put myself there. She did.
100%. I'm like, fuck no. That's what I would say. I'd be like, Sony, no.
I got my whole entourage here. Everybody's dressed really nice. We want to be able to enjoy ourselves. No, I'm not walking down to the fucking basement green room.
I don't need to see that bitch, is what I'd say. I'm going to go sit in a damn seat and watch my damn movie. That's what I'm going to do. I own this motherfucking movie. Right. How about Blake Lively gets in the damn basement?
But Justin Baldoni's like, I'm just like
she put me in the basement.
Infant and I can't do anything. That's what he literally wants people to believe.
Like, you know, he got ushered into that basement. So that means somebody who is presumably not at the same level as him took him there. Like he had authority.
He's the executive producer. He's the director.
The owner of the movie.
Yes.
He literally owns the movie.
He owns the movie.
He literally is the owner to this day.
Yeah, he could be like, no.
Of the movie.
Thanks for recommending.
It's just a lie.
Venture down into the
It's a straight lie. He may have accepted the fact that they said, hey, we've made accommodations for you in this spot. Mm-hmm. He may have accepted that. And I bet you, if you look at the history of that particular theater, that won't be the first time that that's been used as a green room for stars and co-stars of the movie. Of a movie that's premiering there. In fact, I would almost, I feel quite assured of that.
Okay, you have been given a directive by Cosmic Urgency.
Okay.
Are you ready to receive this information, this mandate?
What is it?
Okay. Cosmic Urgency says, I expect a Pearl review, a Licorice Pizza review, and a Lena Dunham review on Monday.
God damn, bro.
We can do it. I think we can do it.
I gotta eat.
Maybe we'll have licorice pizza with your licorice pizza.
I'm not gonna. Is that a thing? Licorice pizza is a real thing?
It's a really stupid name for a movie. I know that.
Yeah, it sounds so dumb.
I'm writing
That's why I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it because I'll literally forget about it as soon as this live is over because the name is that unmemorable.
Yeah, well,
it's like Don's Plum that way. Like Don's Plum has no memorable qualities to it.
This is what we're gonna do though. By Monday, we're gonna know about all these things. Okay, you got it?
Yes. Was that a Leo voice? Because if so, it was pretty good. Did I do a Leo voice? I've done a few of them.
Oh, Licorice Pizza was a record store in SoCal. Still a stupid name. Stupid name for a record
it's still a stupid
store.
name.
Stupid name for a movie. Okay, Maria Tani is saying, a lot of people who went through SA and SH say that Blake doesn't stand for them. Do you think that she is not destroying the Me Too movement, but people who went through that trauma think she is?
Well, I don't think that her purpose is to stand for anybody. I think she's standing up for herself, and I think she's standing up for the people on her set who also experienced these issues. So I don't think that she's sitting here and trying to, I don't think her objective, I think her objective as it relates to any kind of like sort of global effect, like what kind of impact can Blake Lively have in this situation? I think that is all about her exposing the PR industry for what it really is. I think what she's doing is a favor to the rest of Hollywood to show exactly what's been going on.
I think Megan Twohey had a big part in that when she wrote the New York Times article about Blake Lively's story on the set of with Justin Baldoni, and then his retaliation smear campaign that he orchestrated after that. Megan Twohey was doing what she did to break open the Me Too movement when she wrote the same sort of story, a series of stories, and then a book about Harvey Weinstein and his tactics to silence his accusers.
Right.
So I think that what she's doing is actually completely in line with the Me Too movement. And I think it's probably not helpful for people who have been subjected to SA and SH to play comparison games. Because I think that one of the lessons of the Me Too movement that is especially important is that there aren't perfect victims and that we should believe people enough to investigate their stories. And if maybe the people that you're talking about, their stories don't align perfectly with hers and they can't see themselves perfectly in her, I think that we are still a big umbrella and we can accept that there's a lot of people with a lot of these various different stories and a lot of different offenders and perpetrators who are going to look a lot different, and that's why we all just have to be really discerning and critical about the information that we're assessing.
I also think who are these people that they would even come out? Like it's like she's not. This isn't about her being. She's not even.
Somebody's saying like it happened to me, and my story is very different than hers, and so I don't believe it happened to her.
Well, no, just the idea that there are people out there who are claiming to be victims of these atrocities, and then they're saying things like, "Hey, she doesn't stand up for me." Why? Why are they saying that? That to me just sounds like propaganda, more propaganda to me than anything else. Like that just doesn't sound. That can't sound authentic to you, does it? What's authentic about somebody coming out of nowhere and saying, "Oh, she doesn't stand for me"? Why? Why would you say that? At what point did Blake Lively declare that she's there for everybody, that she's fighting on behalf of everyone? I think that people have assigned that to her because what happens when you get into the here's an example. Terry Fox, this amazing human being from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada in the 1980s, was diagnosed with cancer, and he had one leg amputated. And with his amputated leg, he ran across the country of Canada, the largest country in the world, ran across it. When he started out of Winnipeg, he had nobody basically following him except like a local news guy. And by the end of it, he had transformed our country, right? And all of Canada loved him. He was drawing attention to a cause. His purpose was to bring attention to cancer. That's what people do. These are the kinds of things that people do when they're trying to bring action and cause to something. They make a spectacle out of something, or they do something extraordinary in order to bring that kind of an attention and devotion to these ideas. That's not what Blake Lively is doing. Blake Lively is defending herself. She is defending her work. She's defending her reputation, and she is confronting somebody who has bullied her and retaliated against her, which is against the law. She is not the cause. She is not the spokesperson to the cause. She is not Me Too. She's just somebody dealing with a problem and doing that through the legal system.
Here's a quote. Are you confident enough to listen to the women in your life, to hear their ideas and their solutions, to hold their anguish and actually believe them, even if what they're saying is against you? And will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words "Me Too"?
Brilliantly. Who said that?
Justin Baldoni said that.
There you go.
His TED Talk, Why I'm Done Trying to Be Man Enough.
Why don't we just listen to Justin Baldoni in this situation? Why can't we just follow the great Justin Baldoni and all of his, everyone is so fucking in love and enamored with this guy and and how important he is to this movement and how she's just derailed all of this. He didn't follow his own fucking advice. He didn't even follow his own advice when he was accused. And you know what would devastate me more than anything else? Being accused of something I'm defending. There would be no more a devastating accusation you could make than to accuse me of doing the very thing I'm protesting. Yeah? Like, I just find the whole thing incredible in that way. And then he goes, and what does he do? Hide. He hides. He didn't step forward immediately when it happened and say, hey, this is a dispute. Blake and I are going to work it out. What I don't think should be happening here is hatred toward her or any other woman.
Yeah, he has no problem with his lawyer going on Megyn Kelly and saying the most atrocious things about Blake Lively. I just don't feel like this is a real ally that we want him to be.
I don't feel like anything that he said in that quote came from truth.
Yeah.
That was a facade. He knew it would work. He knew it was compelling. He knew he was beautiful. He had a great voice. He knew everyone was going to listen. He got 50 fucking million views, but he didn't believe a word of it.
I saw this really great quote. Somebody was saying about something else completely differently, but I was like, oh man, I saved it because I immediately thought of Justin Baldoni. They said, wow, men really love to forgive themselves and then just expect everybody to go along.
It's such a joke, bro. It's really amazing.
I think that's what Jamie Heath and Justin Baldoni did for each other, was they sort of like laundered each other's bad behavior by just relaying back and forth like a ping pong table. They were like, no, dude, you're good, bro. Like, yeah, I know that you. Let me see this next quote from Justin Baldoni. This guy. There's not a smear campaign because we'd be hearing about this all the time. This is his own words against him. Where he said...
you mean a smear campaign by Blake Lively?
There is a woman or two that I in some way made uncomfortable by saying something or doing something that was chauvinistic or sexist. There is 1,000,000% probability that exists. And so, like, he'll just admit to things like that, forgive himself for it, and then have his, like, buddy Jamie Heath just be like, but you're a good person, bro, and you're trying to change, and that's what matters, you know?
But the reason he does that is because...
he doesn't have to experience any accountability.
The reason he does that is because that's a noble alignment, right? So he's using... It's a tactic.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's a tactic, the reason why he's using it as a tactic is because he can see how effective it is when somebody who's sincere about something like that comes forward. So if somebody comes forward and sincerely says something like, you know, something atoning, you know?
Yeah.
People admire that. They're like, yes, you know, reform.
Oh,
you know?
look, here's another one. Here's another one that he did.
Another quote by him.
Yes, where he was talking in this interview for No More. He said, and porn, as we know, as we know, no means yes or try harder, right? And so that happened to me, I'm sure. He said, crossed boundaries and lines in my teens and 20s.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm not going to blame him for crossing lines in his teens or when he's growing up. His 20s bothers me. If you're in your 20s, if by the time you get to your 20s you haven't sorted it out, you haven't run into the wall enough times to realize that there's a code to this, you know?
This is the same guy that got put in the basement because he's not responsible for his own choices.
And look, I was raised by wolves, man. Nobody set out the here's how you respect a woman. Like, I never had a conversation with my dad of how to respect a woman ever. The only thing my dad ever said to me in all of him raising me was this really lewd comment. A really lewd comment about me, you know, having to be the only thing between me and an STD, my brain, my consciousness. But that was it. My dad only gave me one advice ever. It was a sentence that I don't think has more than 4 words to it as I sit here, but maybe if I write it up, it's got 5. But a very short sentence. And that was the extent. So if you're raised by wolves and you're out there in the world and you've got to try to figure this shit out, maybe you're going to make mistakes along the way. I certainly did. I didn't harm anybody, to be sure, but that doesn't mean I didn't make inappropriate comments or, you know, didn't know how to. I still don't know how. I mean, fuck, I couldn't even ask you out because I'm just a mess with all this shit. So if you don't have, you know, if you didn't have the guidance, you still have to have the morality, the principles, the values and the beliefs to guide you, to know by the sheer discomfort that you feel that you're doing something wrong. And if you don't feel that, if you can't feel the tension you cause between you and another person based on your own actions, then you're the problem.
I just think that his whole plan is completely upended by the simple fact that he's not speaking out against all of the slander and defamation that's happening online. Like, that everybody is like relentlessly badgering Blake Lively, and that he hasn't once come out and been like, hey, you know, I'm involved. I'm a defendant in a lawsuit, and like, I'm going to defend myself because I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, but you guys don't need to be badgering this woman. You know, we can all just be cool. Like, he's never come out and said anything like that. He is fine with what's happening.
He's totally fine with it. Maria says, you think it's a facade, but don't you think that Blake is a facade? What is her facade? There is no facade. She's not pretending to be anything. All Blake is doing is all she did was file a complaint. If this fucking dude had just dealt with the complaint adequately, had he satisfied the complaint, had he shown that he had created a record of satisfying this complaint so that she could be the problem. The problem is that he didn't let her be the problem if she was.
You're right. He's just such a bad strategist.
Like, if she's the problem, all you have to do is just let her walk into the room filled with all of her mistakes and lock her in it. It's as simple as. Well,
you're speaking too figuratively to understand what you're saying.
Well, so to put it more plainly, if she's the problem, then all he has to do is solve it to show. We've all seen people who incessantly complain about things that shouldn't be complained about. People who are problematic for situations. We've seen them. We all have seen them in our situations, whether it's at work or at school, like, or in our own families.
Or controlling or something. He has
being a problem.
He has a record of him saying, we're gonna make changes, everything's gonna be better, but he doesn't actually implement any changes. It's the same thing that he did to Shane Norman in that lawsuit that he had 2 years before Blake Lively had to sue him. It's like there's a bunch of him saying that things are going to get better, but that they don't. So if he had that sort of evidence to show that he was like, yes, I did take those allegations that she made very seriously, and I did address them, and here's the things that I did, and here's how I got Sony involved, and we made sure everything was fine. And like, none of that happened. He can't show that he did anything other than ignore it and then decide to retaliate against her for complaining. I think we should go, but
so just to close things up on this, because I think it's a really great way to end this, is on this facade note. So just in like sort of in summary of this, you know, when I say that Justin Baldoni has created a facade, I'm saying that he created a situation where he wanted to be a guru. This is what they were accusing Amber Heard of trying to do through falsely accusing Johnny Depp. Whether you believe her, she did or not, isn't the argument I'm trying to have here. But the accusation against her is that she falsely accused him so that she could be thrust into a limelight of the Me Too survivor who can go out and give talks. And we saw in the evidence that she had these speeches she was giving.
There's that new book where her friend and her are having a conversation that's transcribed about how they're planning. They're like, this is your next new thing. You know, because she's not that great of an actress.
Right. Exactly.
They're like, you could do like speaking tours and you could be the face of Me Too and this could be your brand and you could really catapult yourself.
So if you believe what some thought, including Johnny Depp and others, then that would be a facade. Justin Baldoni saying that he is man enough to not
believe women, even if they accuse you, is what he said in his TED Talk.
Yeah, so to not only believe...
Obviously that was fake, bro.
Right. And not only to believe women, but a part of his mission, remember, was to create equality for women, to create equal opportunity for women, especially in an industry where it's grossly, and I mean that, grossly imbalanced in terms of equality, both from minorities to, gender equality, inequality. It's a really big deal in Hollywood. So the reason that's a facade is because the first opportunity he had to be the guy, to be man enough, he didn't do it. He wasn't man enough to let her in the editing room and appreciate her presence and give her credit for it. You know, he wasn't man enough to elevate her to producer, even though she attached major elements like Taylor Swift. You know, he's not living up to, and that's why it's a facade. It wouldn't be a facade. You know, it wouldn't have been a facade if all of a sudden Justin Baldoni, in the first 2 weeks of working this movie, acted on what he spoke about in all of his interviews, which was his inability to be able to manage the entire scope of his responsibilities as a producer, as a director, as a star, and as the owner of the production company.
But he was also just being fucking pervy.
My point is that he was in that moment, before you go on, where I was going, it's not about him being pervy, because it was in that moment that he had the opportunity to just elevate her right there. He could have put her in the director's chair right fucking there. And it would have changed the whole game. It would have changed his game.
But she's not even asking for that. You know what I mean?
I'm saying him, his initiative. I'm not talking about her.
I know,
but the whole fucking point I'm making is he didn't.
His allegation is that she wanted to take over the movie, and so I don't think it helps anybody understand this case better when we're coming up with hypothetical scenarios in which she's taking more control of the movie.
No, he was giving her control of the movie and not willing to live with his decisions is the point that I'm fucking making. The chance he had was that because he already gave her the control. We see it all over the evidence, right? He says that he willingly, of his own volition, gave her 93% or 95% of whatever she asked for, right? So he was already acquiescing. That was his chance, his opportunity to elevate his own brand. What he missed was the opportunity to take what was happening. I'm talking about what was happening, not about, I'm saying you have this happening. You can turn that into your brand. You can turn that into your favor. You can turn that into an elevation.
Bro, I'm glad he fucking didn't, since he's such a fake.
Yeah, well, Jesus. The point is that he's a fake. The point is that
like he would have
there's nothing authentic there, because an authentic person would have 100% jumped headfirst into the opportunity to elevate Blake Lively in the situation.
Okay, this is really
and I've said this over and over again. I'm going to repeat it for the sake of this, since it's like perfectly timely. I believe a part of what attracted Blake Lively to that project, and by the way, she was the big asset attached to that project. And I think what attracted to her to that project wasn't just that it was a big selling book, and it wasn't that it was Justin Baldoni, who had only directed once before or twice before, and only one actual narrative film before. So it wasn't his directing ability beyond the idea that she knew that he was probably capable of delivering. What attracted to her to this project, in my opinion, this is just purely my opinion, is the man enough scenario. Was the idea that she could team up with a guy who would actually elevate her on the above the line back end stuff, so that she could be both an actor and a producer. I think she was there to be elevated, to be seen, to be heard, to be equal.
They're early, before they begin the film, the actual filming. when
Yeah.
they're exchanging text messages with each other.
Yes.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Right.
It sounds like they're super happy collaborators.
Exactly. And how many times
she's being heard, her creative input is being taken. It's like she's super happy.
And I can't remember exactly how many times, but it's several, where he conducted interviews, where he sat in interviews during the promotion of It Ends With Us, where he praised Blake Lively's directing ability, her ability to stay pro and flip back and forth from acting to being this incredible force behind the camera. He was willing to give her credit for it in these fucking interviews, but when the fucking moment was before him, he failed. They failed. They failed to solve the claims that were coming up against them, and then they failed to seize the opportunities to elevate the star of the movie to new heights. And the result was that they ended up with a dispute rather than a congruency, a synergy, a glad to be working with you. They fucked this thing up royally. I'm tired, man. I was gonna go eat some cherries or something, but now I think I need a donut and a coffee.
One Two Gossip said, "Calm down, Miss Dale. You're always angry."
I'm not really. I'm just a passionate guy. I've had to explain this my whole fucking life.
Check this out, though.
I'm passionate.
I have screenshotted these comments, so I will. If you guys are back tomorrow, no, not tomorrow, Monday.
Monday, yeah.
We can talk about this
on Monday.
On Monday, but we've went over time today.
Yeah, it's 9:20. And we've been on for almost 2.5 hours now. And I've been working on this shit all day. I love it. That's why I'm here. I really think something important is happening in my life here. And I'm so glad that you guys are a part of it.
I hope everybody has a really nice weekend.
Yes. Most importantly, have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday at 7 p.m. I cannot thank you enough. We had 400 people come by today. That's just
sweet.
Super thrilling over on YouTube.
That's great.
I wish they'd have stuck around a little longer, but that's on me. Love you guys. See you guys Monday. See you, Angela.
Have a good weekend.
Good night, you guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you got a bunch more comments here that are, they're